Alright, hello everybody! We're, streaming on Tuesday, and I'm multi-streaming, so I couldn't put up the stream ahead of time. But we're here, and we're here tonight, on Tuesday, in part because it was the day that we could be joined by Harry Robinson. So thank you for joining us, as well as, again, we are joined by Blamblas, Britannica, and Spoon.
Hello.
Hello!
Boo.
How do?
Bill's sitting this one out because it's a bit of a full house. I thought what we would do tonight is a little bit of a, I guess, dissection of the state of
Something
Restore.
less miserable.
Well, I don't know if this is going to be less miserable. Less miserable than the rape gang inquiry that we talked about on Friday.
God damn it, Scrump.
Oh, don't look at what he's posting.
Scrump is torturing us in Discord, by the way.
He's doing it to...
I can't, it's on my screen next to me, it's huge.
We'll put it
Who
away.
keeps posting us pictures of Lois Perry looking absolutely chopped. With David Atherton, of all people, as well. What is going on? Scrump, why are you keeping track of all of this?
It's what he does. It's what he does.
Yeah,
This is the secret of his
Kinda
power.
Yeah, he knows how to keep tabs on people. But in fairness to Scrump, but it's them posting it in public, and he's just going, I'll have that, and just memory hold for when you fuck up, and he throws it in your face about what a horrible human being you look. Gremlin. Or whatever the fuck that thing is.
1 second, I'm just tweeting it out because when I do the multi-streaming like this, I can't.
What do you mean tweeting it out? Oh, you mean the stream? I thought you meant whatever Scrump was just posting. I went, why are you doing
Tweet it out so I may share it.
Yes. That should be it. Yep. Okay, there we go.
It's horrifying. I'm still haunted by that
Well, why?
thing.
Then stop looking at it.
I think it's a trend to do a weather report. It's bloody hot, everyone.
Yes, it is a trend to do. Okay.
It's nice. It's nice. Stop whining.
In what universe is it nice? Now, and by the way,
That's
it's
the
cool.
least thing you've
The
ever
sun's
said, Harry.
out. Sun's out, guns out, you know.
It's terrible. And it's cooler in Guernsey than it is in the mainland, particularly in the south.
Listen, I got caught in a lightning storm last night. Anything is an improvement to being caught in a lightning storm. Blamblas apparently got caught in it as well, but he had an umbrella. Because apparently somebody decided to think ahead. Dickhead.
Cursed forward thinking. Speaking of forward thinking, though, maybe some forward thinking should have been applied to some of the stuff that's happened with Restore, actually. Oof. Quite a lot of forward thinking that maybe has not been calculated for.
I was just thinking, let alone forward.
We're thinking in general. I mean, I don't know where to start. I mean, like, the obvious thing, I guess. We talked about the rape gang inquiry report, and then we also talked about Makerfield a bit on Friday, but we weren't joined by Harry at that time. And you went out and did actually canvassing. Right. So
yes, I went out on the Monday and the Tuesday, the week before polling day, with Lotus Eaters, the business that I work for, who are very pro-Restore, and spoke to the canvassers and also spoke to the people on the ground. Just first things first, all the people that I met on the ground from Restore who were going out canvassing, speaking to normal people on the doorstep, were really, really lovely people. So I'm not gonna have a word against them personally.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure not.
I feel like there's a however.
Did you get the impression that it was going to be, as Dan had said, at least 20% for Restore from the canvassing that you personally did? Or was that...
Well, I didn't do any canvassing.
Okay,
I want to make clear as well, I am not personally part of Restore. I am not affiliated with any particular political party. No matter the front-facing views of Lotus Eaters, I am still highly, highly skeptical of democracy and highly, highly skeptical of the idea
well, we all
that
are.
Yeah, highly skeptical of the idea that the British state can be reformed in any major way. Now, if you speak to somebody like Reactionary Reading Law, who I think is a friend of all of us, if you manipulate the parliamentary sovereignty system well enough, you will be able to actually make recognizable and real change in this country. But whether you're going to be able to get enough of a majority to do that, and then once you're in the majority, if you're going to be able to get around corporate lobbying interests and everything else related to it, if you're able to get around all of that to make proper change, is debatable. But it is theoretically possible. So it is theoretically possible that Restore gets in 10 years from now with a massive majority and literally just passes the Deport All Foreigners bill. That is theoretically possible, right? But I'm not associated with them personally. I'm not a member of them, so I did not do any canvassing. I'm friends with some of the guys on the inside, so I will have somewhat of a biased perspective. Just throwing that out there. But I'm also happy to be critical. I'm happy to have issues with what they're doing. And I'm happy to try and throw out suggestions. Because, again, being friends with all of them, I want to throw out, personally, friendly suggestions while I'm sat on the panel with people who who definitely do not have that kind of connection with these guys, who are more than happy to just go full throat against them.
Well, that's a problem that I've run into, and it's something you'll get asked kind of inherently, is that if you do that, raise serious problems or ask questions about things that are going on, you kind of get labeled as, black-pilled, as you're doomsaying, or you're being negative, and that's going to negatively affect things, but it's not. In fact, I think we would all, I believe,
how dare you
prefer
be a realist?
that some nationalist party gets at least some major representation, if not control of the country, like a serious one, right? So the problem is Restore serious, and more and more it's looking like maybe it's not serious, and that is a problem that needs to be redressed. For example, after all of this has happened, after Makerfield, after the Rape Gang Inquiry report, now Rupert Lowe's gone out with who was it? Whose show did he go on? It was some
Brett Weinstein.
Brett Weinstein show, and said
He's the first show I'd have gone on.
Oh, absolutely. What show would you possibly go on before an American Jew? Like, I mean, that's your core audience. And I saw some cope that was, well, he knew that the audience there were going to be Americans.
He went on Jay Leno.
Actually, is Brett American or Canadian? But I think he's American, right?
He's American.
I'll check.
Yeah. That's not the affiliation that matters, though.
American.
Yes.
Born in LA. It was either that or New York.
The cope that I saw about that is that, so what Rupert Lowe said on that show was that he despises, or detests, I think the word was, detests ethno-nationalists. And that's a hard thing to get around. That's a difficult statement to get around, where that's kind of the base that he's been courting, is ethno-nationalists. And now it's been... Now, he's said things like this in the past, though.
Indian at heart, so that would be why.
But just the other day, he said something about how, like, oh, I'm not one of those racist bigots. They're falling into this exact same trap that they always end up falling into.
Instantly makes you cringe and gay.
What?
Well, I'm not sure he ever actually positioned himself as an ethno-nationalist. I think it's just a lot of copers from the right projecting that onto him.
Well,
like, if you look back at his old tweets, it's all merit posting.
It's not that he was. I think it's that people thought Restore was the party for those people.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, it's not even necessarily that he was. It's the people around him signal in that way. Again, people that I know personally, and I can say, yes, Steve. No, I'm not even talking about Steve. I'm talking about Charlie Downs and other people who I know personally. I don't want to go behind the scenes and talk about people behind their back, but Charlie and others have great intentions. They do want what is best for the country, but ultimately Rupert is a well-meaning, as far as I can tell, a well-meaning boomer who has all of the baggage that comes with that. So the strategic thing to do is to maneuver around and with Rupert, so that the party can be used as a vehicle for nationalist purposes. And I think Rupert, for the most part, is in favour of some of those measures, but he will still go out there and stick a big boomer foot in his mouth every so often. And I think there are also lots of other problems with the messaging that has been put forward by the party. Not for one, the absolute schizophrenia of what
Yeah.
the party stands for, depending on who you are speaking to.
Yes.
The overwhelming power of Alistair Harrison within the party, which I have been told from outside sources, not within the party, but outside sources related to the party, that apparently there's basically some factional infighting going on at the moment to try and wrest some of the control from Alistair Harrison, because they understand that he can have some very negative messaging effects to the party. And then there's just the fact that, yeah, the whole Randianism, Thatcherism doesn't really work with the anti-mass migration policies, given that corporate interests are one of the, as well as, you know, public interests with the NHS and stuff, but also corporate interests and corporate lobbying are a huge driver of mass immigration, because all of these companies want immigrants into the country. So you can't be, I'm fully pro-capitalism, fully pro-corporation, and also be anti-mass migration at the same time.
Yeah, that's definitely right.
You can't be a capitalist and a right winger.
My harsh read is that, okay, Rupert Lowe's a hopeless boomer. We know that. That's, you know, granted. But the actual Zoomers who are supposedly on our side, and I'm not going to doubt that, have failed to steer him in the right direction. You know, they were there to push him in the right way, but unfortunately, whether it's Alistair Harrison's influence or just a lack of, sufficient party structure, the trend we've seen has been away from the right and towards, Thatcherism, towards the centre, which is not what anyone wants to see.
Well, here's another thing that I've pointed out as well, very publicly. I'm happy for this to be on the public record. Is the party looks way too much just like a personal vendetta against Nigel Farage.
Yes.
Which doesn't just weaken Restore, it weakens Reform as well, and kind of just gives room for the Conservatives to come in and say they're just online, they're just in an online bubble with this petty bickering. We're the serious people in the room. We have a history, we have a legacy. Choose us come 2029. And given that Reform have already made clear a lot of times, and even Restore in some ways, that they're happy to align with the Conservatives in a strategic partnership, I don't think that's a good sign, and I don't think that's a good trend for the future.
No, I agree. And by the way, the bickering is mutual. That's part of the whole thing behind it too, is that it's not just one. I agree that Rupert looks that way, but Nigel looks that way as well. Like, they can't let this go. Like, this is a personal feud, because Nigel comes out and insults Rupert in the media all the time too. And on some level, at first I did understand why Rupert was so incensed, because Nigel tried to have him imprisoned. So yeah, understandable. But at this point, it does look increasingly like this is just a personal feud, which is not serious politically. Also, I shared my screen, so now, like, you can see whatever I have up. But this was in particular, this quote about, I can play it, by the way. This is the longest version of it that I found of the clip. I wasn't going to go watch the entire Bret Weinstein interview, but shall we just play it then?
Oh, well, I did watch the entire Bret Weinstein video because I had to drive down from Cheshire to Swindon yesterday morning, and it's a 3-hour drive, so I'll watch the whole thing. Why not? And listen to what people are upset about. This clip is within the first 10 minutes of the video, so he just offers it completely unprompted. I think this is just off of the back of the Daily Mail and other newspapers saying oh, the party's full of ethno-nationalists and neo-Nazis. And again, if you want to be a serious political force, you just don't have to respond to that stuff. And if you do respond to that stuff, you just dismiss it.
He used to do that. At least at first, he was doing quite a lot of that, which was, I thought, positive. The whole "I don't care." That was the kind of messaging. But now, no, he's responding. Just don't respond. Say you don't care.
Yeah, and then there was also the fact that most of the rest of the interview is him going on about Thatcherism, how he's a small state libertarian. Oh, we need low taxes. We need this and that. And I'm like, this is boomer bait. This isn't going to get the base activated if you want to activate the base. And then it must have been unavoidable. But the last 20 minutes of the interview are them talking about mRNA vaccines and myocarditis and stuff like that.
Okay,
and I was listening to it going now, I'm sure that this is a very important issue. But is it the most pressing issue that people want to be listening to right now when they tune into a Rupert Lowe interview?
Yeah, it's pretty far down.
It was a
He
massive thing for Brett Weinstein. For
Yeah, that's what Brett
several
Weinstein made his
years.
name
Yes.
off
I
of. So
imagine
he
that's
kind
what
of directed the conversation in
Yeah.
that direction.
Well, that was sort of the cope that I saw about this interview, is that Lowe was intentionally trying to react to Brett and trying to react to Brett's audience and appeal to them as Americans and what they would want to hear, in terms of, Americans don't want to hear
Why the fuck are you
ethno-nationalist
talking
stuff.
to a Yank anyway
I
about your own
don't know.
politics?
Look, that was the cope that I was seeing going around on the Twitter, right? That was the sort of cope I saw about it. Was, of course, he has to couch his language. He has
Making
to
fucking sense.
use. I agree, but that would be why they talked about COVID. Although they did lay out, when he first launched Restore, he did talk in one of his very long Twitter posts about it, about COVID accountability. So it wasn't like that was totally absent.
Those are Alistair's posts. They're not his.
Well, right. Yes, excuse me. Under the Rupert Lowe account, that was posted, right? And it is obvious that Alistair has undue access and
Influence.
persuasion and influence over him, which I don't know. Someone's gonna have to wrangle that. Like he was
So
quite literally
from what I have
wrangling
been
Rupert. Someone needs to wrangle
From,
Alistair.
from what I've been told by people who know, because I have asked people who know about what the whole deal with this Alistair guy is as well, because I've never met Alistair.
Yeah.
From what I've been told, they've been working together for about 6 years at this point. Rupert has built up a level of trust and loyalty with him, and Rupert's just sticking with that loyalty. And again, on a personal character level, loyalty, especially within politics, is pretty difficult and rare to come
Yes.
by. But Alistair himself seems to, if you were to delegate the tasks, have Alistair run the Facebook stuff for Facebook boomers. It doesn't work as well for Twitter. You can delegate these different zones for different audiences.
I think desperately they do kind of need some sort of PR person, because there were problems. We mentioned this on Friday. There were problems with a multitude of problems with the release of the Rape Gang Inquiry Report. I don't think it was with the release of it, and there were problems with the document as well. The fact that it's only about a third of it is the actual report, and the rest is all politics. So, and particularly it's counter
I don't think
jihad
the problem
politics.
is PR, to be honest.
Well, having proper PR would certainly help with some of it. I do think so. Even though they've got all
I
these
think
base
a large
zoomers.
part of the
No, I
problem is
think
that
in the-
no one consults anyone on anything.
That's what it
you
seems
can
to be.
hire a guy
Yeah.
and no one's consulted. You can go on this interview, nothing's prepped. There's the party's completely disorganized. It's shambolic.
Well, that's what I mean. Where you need somebody
I
to
think
like
the age
organize
is the biggest
messaging,
thing.
because it keeps being the case where and then where the messaging is not synchronized, and then the excuse is always, well, we're not the same person, we're not the same people, we're not, we're just speaking individually. I don't represent the party, but then sometimes they often do represent the party, like Charlie does. So I mean, quite literally.
Yeah, but that's the point there. Is
Mhm.
that I get the impression that Lowe is one single person, and I've got Charlie and then whoever the fucking hell else is trying to use this particular individual as a vehicle for their own politics. And if you know anything about the current paradigm, it's that the boomers are at war with literally fucking everyone else. So at the moment that there's any other boomer in the mix, they're gonna try and gel with Lowe on the age
Charlie
sort
Downs
of
isn't a boomer.
similarity, and everyone else is gonna get pushed. No, I said the other one.
Oh,
The one that Harry just mentioned.
Harrison?
I don't
Harry
know if Alistair.
mentioned.
I don't know if
No, he's not a
Alistair's a boomer or not.
No.
Again, I've not met him personally.
Yeah.
I only have a certain level of access to insiders. I see people like Harrison Pitt and Charlie Downs somewhat regularly because they appear on the podcast, but I get information secondhand from them.
Right.
Yeah, and that's my
we'll
point.
We'll play the clip and see
have
what we
the-
make
Yeah,
of
let's play.
that,
We'll
'cause
play the clip to
it's
just
bad.
It is just so you can see how bad it is.
For the party, I don't know of any party that audits its membership, and equally, I think
To be clear, though, he's been asked that question. How many?
How dare you not
dozens of
gatekeep
times.
your own fucking audience?
Are you going to kick this person, that person? Are you going to disavow this person, that person? So he has been asked that question about 1 million times. So maybe he was just preemptively. That's why he responded this way. I don't know the preceding question that led into it. I don't know if you remember, Harry, but what prompted this, but you said it wasn't.
I don't remember it being prompted. I believe it was casual conversation. They're talking about the party and possibly some of the public perception, and clearly the Daily Mail article and accusations of neo-Nazism
Yeah.
and ethno-nationalism, which are of course conflated within the mainstream media, must have been on his mind because it was very recent. Because I think this interview must have been done last Monday, and he decided to offer this up unprompted.
I do think that might be because he does get asked this question. Anytime he gets interviewed for anything, he gets asked this question: are you going to disavow Steve Laws, for example? Are you going to disavow this person, that person over XYZ, right? And maybe that's just why he proffered it on his own. But however, it's a terrible look.
A lot of the damage is done not by necessarily the right. Some is, and I detest far right sort of, you know, ethno-nationalist or neo-Nazism. I've never been driven by that. Equally, I'm
Neo-Nazism is not the same thing as ethno-nationalism, though. So already it's conflated there.
To a man of his generation, it is though.
Right. Yes, to boomers
It is, yeah.
Right.
And
Which
it's reinforcing the mainstream position as well by saying that.
but
Well, yeah, but
Yeah.
to a man of his generation, our politics is like neo-Nazi. Like,
But he's
obviously
got all
it's
these
not, but
quote unquote base Zoomers who are supposed to be, you know, informing him. So he should know that there's a difference between those things.
you'd
by this
think they'd
point.
at least be able to say, look, we're not asking you to agree with us, but just don't make this unforced error every
Yes.
time you go on
Yes,
an
that's
interview.
what it is. It's been a series of unforced errors. Unfortunately, and this is another one out on the fire there.
not driven by what I call the malign left, which actually is capable of equal evil, if not more evil. And yet, because they're left-wing, they're not required to audit their membership. They're not criticized when...
Well, just stop caring. Should be the thing. Stop caring. I thought you didn't care. But I know that like every interview before Makerfield that he gave and that anyone asked him a question on, it did apply to that question did get brought up was, are you going to denounce this person? Are you going to denounce far-right ethno-nationalism, neo-Nazism, whatever? That's the question he gets asked constantly. I guess he just proffered it unprompted, I suppose.
Just browbeaten into it.
But no, it's a terrible look. Because, again, not the same things. I know they are to him as a boomer, but that is a strike at a large portion of the base who do consider themselves ethno-nationalists.
Well, yeah, I mean, one
I don't think it's as
uncharitable
large
but
a base
accurate
as
way
it
to
is.
interpret it is
core
Rupert Lowe
people.
detests a large part of his base.
Mm.
That's ultimately what he said there.
Yes, yes. Core part.
And whether or not that's actually the case, politics is in many ways just perception management.
Yes.
And so, by putting that message out, I've seen it's pissed off a lot of people. I've spoken to people today who it has really pissed off, and it's shaken their belief in the party. And if the party, at core, if the party is basically to be used as a vehicle for the next generation of our guys to be able to find themselves in positions of power, just putting them off a few months in is not gonna progress that goal at all.
Yeah, and I have heard a few cases. I've not verified them myself, of course, because I don't know how I would, but I have heard a few cases of people saying they've been kicked out from the branch or kicked out from the party because of ethno-nationalist views. Now, I don't know what they said. There's a good, is a chance that genuinely they were beyond the pale in a way that even we wouldn't approve of.
Mhm.
But it seems to be, at least to me, the same pattern with Reform UK in Restore Britain.
I think you can go
people
back
get
older
kicked
than
out
that.
for.
Well,
of course.
I think unfortunately it bears a resemblance to Nick Griffin having to denounce a lot of stuff like that. Which, how did that go for the BNP? So I'm not.
Well, yeah.
This keeps happening though. It's always the case where what looks like a genuine right-wing party starts to do something, and then it's the constant disavowals and the disassociations for fear of being seen as too far
Which
right.
demographic is going to be the biggest voting base?
I mean, for the time
Boomers.
being, yeah, yeah.
Obviously,
Yeah,
it's gonna
that's
be
why he's
boomers.
signaling. Yeah, but that's why. Okay, so if politics is you are going to get on board with the biggest voting base, if the biggest voting base is boomers, then you should know he's going to say that shit.
Well,
Yes,
this is
That's
the
just
problem
I
with
that's just
electoral
how democracy
politics in the
works.
first place, isn't it?
exactly.
Though.
Well, right,
exactly.
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is just the problem with electoral
Yeah.
politics because it puts you in the short termism
Hmm.
because you need to signal to voters right now. The voters, the primary voting demographic right now is boomers, so we'll signal to the boomers, but the actual base of the party and its membership is well to the right of this kind of messaging, and the sorts of people that you would be expecting to take the party forwards also are not going to be happy with this messaging
No.
either. So it's kind of it's shooting yourself in the foot for very, very short term sort of gains. And, you know, I do think that as things progress, you're going to get, and especially as the boomers die off slowly, you're going to get less and less people who respond well to this kind of messaging. And you're going to find a
Yes.
massive polarization within younger generations, where English and more generally white younger generations are either going to split insane far left or more towards the kinds of positions that Rupert is publicly disavowing here.
Yes. Yes. And if you want to
Yeah,
build a
agreed.
party that's going to last, it's going to involve those people inevitably, if not currently, by the way. So yeah, turning them off and turning them away is a really stupid idea, particularly when it seemed. I mean, that's why he's got all the base Zoomers on his side. Sorry, just you would think that the point of having all those people on your team would be to specifically target and signal to the base Zoomer crowd, right? They will be future voters
I get the
for a
feeling
long time.
you can't your current political paradigm that you wish to usher in is not going to work until the boomers die. Because I highly doubt you can go to Rupert and go, sir, with all the respect, we understand your boomer ways, but fuck you. Our generation is not like you. We hate everything you stand for. And so we are happy to use your vehicle for your current boomerisms, but once you're all dead, we are going to go fucking Arch Third Reich mode. That's not going to fly, even though that's what these
That
people
is
are
what you need to
ultimately.
do, though.
I wouldn't say like go full Third Reich mode, but
That is
yes, yeah,
probably
yeah. Well, we know
what you need to
that. But we
do.
can't tell him that. Yeah, we know.
So yeah, so how
But again, good luck trying to actually sell that.
right, how do you sell
Is
that
my
to a
point.
boomer without directly saying it? That's the actual point.
Thank you for letting us usher in a new generation of arch deporters.
Well,
Arch
essentially.
conservative.
this
There you
brings
go.
up
We're not leading.
this brings up the pertinent question that I think a lot of people got caught up in and didn't answer when the party was first announced back in February, when they all got caught up in the hype. Was Restore really better off as a party or as a quote-unquote movement that could act as a pressure group,
Yeah.
right? That could have produced high-quality policy papers and applied pressure from the right and had a strong base where it doesn't have to appeal to the short-termism of electoral politics. They've already thrown their hat into the ring of the Greater Manchester mayoral race.
Yes.
I don't
Which-
think that's a good idea. I don't think that's a good idea. Not just only talking about the
Marlon
candidate
West.
they've chosen, who I met him briefly. He seems like a good enough guy, and obviously he has a tragic personal backstory
Yes,
given what
yes.
happened to his daughter.
So he has
So I'm
personal.
not gonna.
For those who don't know, he has personal
Yeah, I'm
involvement,
not gonna
investment
throw.
with the rape gangs. So.
I'm not going to throw barbs against the guys because I really sympathise with what he and his family have been through. But if Restore hype up 20+% for Makerfield and then get 7%, and then if they try and do the same thing, if they don't manage their expectations with Greater Manchester and get a similar response with the mayoral election, that could really, really hurt them going forwards in a way that they don't need to throw themselves into this.
No, and I'm.
Yeah.
I guess the
Yeah,
point is they
no,
want to
it's,
win,
you,
but it's
you'd
not going to be
think that
one.
after the you'd think that after the Makerfield election, all the hype around it's going to be 20% or more. Even Josh, Josh is a friendly guy, but he said they need to get at least 10% to prove that they're a serious party. All the hype around it, all the high expectations, all the internal polling saying that they will get those numbers, and then to only get 6.8%, whether it's a matter of incompetence or whether they were, they knew it was going to be like that and they were just trying to encourage people to vote, trust should be absolutely shaken. They should go back and have a real reckoning of themselves that their method of, on the door internal polling has failed. It's wrong, for various reasons. People just be nice to them at the door.
Yes.
And I mean, I made the tweet that this is like the going to work at the humiliation factory and hoping you're not going to get humiliated again. It's the same thing again and again. Personally, I think they should have stuck to Great Yarmouth.
Yes.
Stayed in that area. That's where they're strong. Maybe identified points that they could grow out to, but the whole national approach all at once, reaching out all the way to Makerfield and Manchester now.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I don't think
you get
it's
the
the
same
right thing to
problems in
do.
Manchester that you had in Makerfield, obviously. So, in terms of popularity and what people are going to vote for. So, yeah, I'm not sure what the point is in focusing on Manchester, and the north. Focus on Great Yarmouth. That makes more sense to do. I guess it's all this probably posturing as being we're a serious political party. We demand to be taken seriously. However, you're going to keep being handed defeats this way. Unfortunately, that's the reality of it. And this guy, I don't know anything about him either. Not really, other than
the details about him. Obviously, there's the tragedy that his daughter
Yes.
was
Well,
one
I
of the
know
victims.
about that. Yes.
But also, he says he has Jewish blood in him.
Has that
and
been
family in
confirmed?
Jerusalem? Yes, there was a tweet by him which he then deleted.
Oh wait, yes it was. Wait, yes it
I'm
was.
back.
So the fact that
Oh,
fact that that's there, and the fact that he deleted it,
Yeah, he
it's
did
a red
delete
flag.
it, but
And this guy's not a nobody. Apparently, he was vetting people, to
He
join
will
the
be
party
now.
and all
He's
stuff like
tainted.
that. So he was one of the gatekeepers of the party,
I guess he
and
did
he
delete
has
it.
that.
Yeah.
He has that allegiance, and it's just as a matter of top-down control. Who are you letting in? Are you letting in this guy? Are you letting in Scott Benton, Alistair Harrison? It's I'm not.
Oh. Oh no. Am I still live? Because I just lost connection to Discord. Is it just Discord though, Bill? Okay. Yeah, because the connection looks good. I don't know what happened with Discord, but let me try to reload it. Wait, what I have up on screen here is the same guy. And Rupert Lowe's retweeted this. He was taking down reform signs and putting up restore signs. Oh, great. Oh no. What great timing. What great timing. Yep. Well, Bill apparently was about to start a D&D game as well. Oh, or they're going to watch Deadwood. That's what it was. This is the problem with using Discord. It always loves to just find the best times to shit the bed. Well, while that's doing that, let me... while that's going on, let me go over here and see what's going on. We're on YouTube and stuff. I'll talk to chat for a little bit while I wait for Discord to come back. This is very lame and gay and cringe, guys. Actually, am I just having a couple internet issues? Let me look at the chat over here. All right, I got the chat up. Now I can see you guys. Can you all still hear me okay? Wait, I know it's not Wednesday. This was the best way we could, you know who, is it totally, stream died? Can still hear you. Okay. All right. Okay. It's just Discord then, I think, which is fantastic. Still hear me okay? Wait, I know it's not Wednesday. This was the... Wait. Here we go. Oh, well. 1 second then. Let's see. Wait. It is too warm. I don't, Stream's back? Did it stream itself go down for a little bit? That's odd. Well, Discord's down. I don't know. It's just this keeps happening. By the way, it wouldn't be the first time that we streamed over a Amazon Web Services total internet collapse, because it's happening with increasing frequency because of managed decline. But it does seem to happen quite a lot anymore. I'll try to restart Discord again. It looks like Discord's still down, though. Everything's down, Bill says. I don't know. It looks like it's a big multi-service thing down issue, I guess. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. Roman Mishkin says Restore may allow themselves to believe that they would have gotten to the 15 or 20% if it wasn't for Burnham running and tactical voting. Well, I mean, obviously Burnham was going to run in Makerfield. Like, that was inevitable. And of course he was going to replace Starmer, although I guess that's yet to be seen, but Starmer's resigned. So, like, Discord's not down on your end. Well, at least from here, I can't connect. I can try web browser Discord. Try doing that. Because it absolutely will not work. Let's see if it works in the web browser, though. If it does. Yeah, wowee. Look at that.
Oh,
Hello.
yeah. Hello.
Whoa, hello. Can you hear me?
Are we so Barack?
I think so.
Is it no longer Lowe-Ver?
Can you hear me? Probably not.
Yeah. We can hear you.
Yeah, we
Okay,
can.
good. I've had to reload Discord through the browser because the desktop app is busted for some reason. It's not just busted for me, it's busted for Bill as well, so the island of Guernsey has
Amazing.
been
Oh,
attacked. I'm under
Just as
attack.
soon as
Discord
just
Island
as
is
soon
under
as-
attack. I don't know.
Just as soon as Blamblas starts talking about a particular people,
Did
the
he?
crown
weird.
gets knocked off of our.
How weird that happened.
Very suspicious.
So
Speaking
are we
Someone
all
in chat
can,
said their
you-
Discord crashed.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'll have to share my screen though again. 1 second. Which can I do that?
right, can the
on
audience
Discord?
hear us again now? Then,
Yes,
to
I
be
think
fair,
so.
my
Very
Discord
good.
crashed and my hotel Wi-Fi went as
Oh.
well.
Yes.
So it might have just been a targeted shut it down that we experienced.
I doubt it. I think this was a Guernsey issue. If I'm being
I
honest.
choose to believe that Netanyahu himself
He did
personally
it
sniped
personally.
the stream.
Yeah.
He cut the lines.
He sat there with
He
his
cut the lines.
hideous orc wife.
Yet I had no idea until who posted
His wife is a
that.
hideous
did I?
troll.
God, I mean, she does look like Lindsey Graham.
No
It's-
wonder he's so
Yeah,
angry all
dude.
the freaking time. Look at the state of the bitch.
I'll pull her up here. since
Makes a
we're
lot of
talking about
sense
her. I mean,
now.
Good lord.
Do we have to?
Well,
I don't wanna
mean,
see
you've
that
already
bitch in
seen her.
sunlight.
You already know what she looks like.
I know, I'm horrified. Why are you subjecting the chat to that? It's just evil. Why?
Well, because she really does look like
Horribly.
Lindsey Graham. It's gonna work. No, it's because
oh yeah.
I'm just opening my Discord. Fuck. All right.
Terrible
I have to
creatures.
save it. This is very frustrating. I can't
That thing
believe I
cannot be saved, Aiden. Do not even bother trying.
What?
This is just managed
Discord.
decline at this point. This stream is
That's what I
managed
mean.
decline.
That's exactly what I said. That is exactly what I said when I wasn't connected. I was like, it's all just managed decline.
Alex Masters was right about the energy grid.
It does seem that every
He's right
time,
about everything, is Alex.
not every time we stream, but very often, it coincides with some massive Amazon Web Services or Google Web Services crash because they happen with increasing frequency. So I don't know why I can't at least access the Discord. Oh wait, now it's back up. So there we go. All right. Who knows? There was a temporary thing with Discord. It's working now though. And we're back. We're so back. Although it is also Lowe-Ver. So, what were we on about? I don't remember now. I've lost my train of thought trying to get this back up.
I believe Marlon was
Yes.
Blamblas was speaking about Marlon, not
Yes.
the other way around.
Yeah, yeah.
And of the group of people
I'd
he
be
belongs.
very concerned if it was the other way around.
I mean, he did like I brought this up while I was away here for a second. Is that yeah? He also did this stunt where he went and took down a bunch of reform flags and put up restore ones. That's this Marlon
really?
guy. Yeah, here it is on the screen. Oh wait, I can't show it. Damn it.
Yeah, we're cursed to a stream delay.
No, 1 second.
Yeah, I've got kicked out of full screen now.
Yeah, I can actually do it now again.
This is-
Right.
I think I figured out what actually happens is Spoon.
There we go.
This is what happens when you let a woman run the stream.
I mean, agree, but like,
I don't like it when the guests are more sexist than I am. That's my crown. Fuck off, Harry.
You're moving it on
Hey,
Spoon's territory, right? Yeah.
I'm a
so-
nice guy, Spoon. I'm full of respect.
Gotta respect voids. The amount
And
of
he's
times I've
trying to
gotten
uncourtesy me as well. Just terrible guess, Harry.
What you need to understand, Spoon, is that when women are asking for respect, they're not actually asking what you think they are.
Yeah,
No.
no, I'm fully aware of that. Never listen to a woman.
well, no, of course not.
No, very confusing creatures. You drive yourself mad trying to understand them. Fortunately, I don't have any head to pull out, so okay on that front.
But yeah, this was from June 12th, and Rupert retweeted it. And this appears to be, yeah, Marlon here says, just to confirm, reformers, this is me and not AI generated picture. Feel free to interpret it as you wish, but it's still me. I will continue to revert the reform voters. Sorry to disappoint you. This is the guy that they're going to run for mayor of Manchester.
He looks cringe.
I mean, again, there's some other
I'll look at the
information
say on
about
that one.
him.
Yeah.
Well, just from a
Allegedly.
just from a quick glance, you got three people.
Yeah.
Like that's a start.
Well, it's a photo op.
That's a start, but yeah, I have a feeling that this is all gonna end in embarrassment again. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong, but I really think that after Makerfield diving headfirst straight into, because Manchester mayoral election is pretty big.
Yeah.
As a thing, right? It would be like because Manchester is the London of the North. It would be like
Mhm.
trying to field someone against Sadiq Khan. We don't know exactly who the Labour candidate is going to be yet, but I assume they're going to bring in someone who's popular in the area. Whereas Marlon's
It'll
going
be
to
Keir Starmer as a sense of poetic justice.
Keir Starmer's going to appear with a mustache and a sombrero.
It would be really funny if he did, though.
Yeah, that would be hilarious.
I miss him already, frankly. I mean, the guy. Let's
Stormtroopers,
give
rise
credit.
up.
I know.
Let's give
What
let's
happened
give
to the
credit to
thousand
S.
tier Reich
Starmer.
I was promised?
Let's give credit to Tier K. Like, I'm sorry, he's got us on projections for net negative migration by the end of the year. Come on. Do you think is Andy Burnham going to do better? I mean, at best, he's just going to continue the trends, right?
I think I would say at best, yes. Which is certainly better than, honestly, than Nigel would do. In my estimations.
I reckon Nigel and most other candidates would just immediately give in to corporate lobbyists and change all of the rules for visas again.
Yes, and go and pull another Boris Johnson is what I would expect. So
Global Britain, woohoo!
because that went, great, obviously. Well, that's why I obviously don't trust Farage for that reason, as I think a lot of people shouldn't. But unfortunately, yeah, the messaging and such from
He's a
Restore has
dickhead.
been a little schizophrenic, and doing things like promising or suggesting you're going to get over 20%. That kind of stuff needs to be reined in. At the very minimum, you can't essentially lie to people in hopes that, well, if we lie to them a little bit, it will encourage them to go out and vote, because that's the reason to do it, right? Psychologically, is if you can convince people
I'll just
that
say
it's
as
more
well,
popular than it is, they feel more comfortable.
I work for Lotus Eaters. I love working for Lotus Eaters, but we're guilty of that too. We are guilty of that too. I'll put my hands in the air and say that, on the Monday when I went to Makerfield, I don't think I got quite as caught up, but it would be easy to get caught up speaking to all these guys on the ground with their internal polling, the enthusiasm that they were presenting, that, yeah, you know what, maybe they can. But then I was talking about prior to coming on the stream. On the Tuesday, instead of just sticking with the canvassers, I spoke to people in Wigan Town Centre, which is near enough to the Makerfield constituency, which takes in a lot of South Wigan. Spoke to normal people, and I was reminded that the people are retarded, because the people didn't know that there was a by-election going on, or the people didn't know what a by-election was, or they wanted to vote for Andy Burnham because, I don't know, I live in
Andy
Greater
Burnham.
Manchester. Yeah. I like Greater Manchester. He's in charge of Greater Manchester, so I like Andy Burnham. Or there was the one guy, bless him, he seemed nice, like a nice guy, but there was the one guy I spoke to. So who are you voting for? Probably Reform. Why are you voting for Reform? I don't know. My parents are voting Reform. Why are your parents voting Reform? Oh, I don't know actually. Thank you very much for your time, sir.
Well, that's already so much of that constituency too. Is that and any constituency in any democratic environment, which is that people just do in many cases what their parents did. Our family does this, and there's not a lot of thought that's put into it. That's what we do, right? And that's why Labour has a stronghold there. So, at least to an extent. And I mean, like
Historic red wall as well.
where I come from in the U.S., West Virginia, which is like you would think if you know anything about that state in whatsoever, you'd think like rednecks, hillbillies, they have to vote conservative. Well, they didn't vote conservative until Trump. They voted pretty in some local elections that you'd get Republicans, but they were hardline Democrats for the same reason that you have Labor support in the North. It was a heavy industrial area, so you get that same support for parties that becomes generational, and goes on for 100 years, as it has in West Virginia, as it has in Makerfield. So it's very hard to break people out of that stuff too.
The area that Makerfield takes in and the constituencies that used to make up Makerfield before it specifically Makerfield have voted Labour for 100 years.
Yes.
You can't just break that
Nope.
overnight.
Yeah,
and not
they
only
had
that, going back at least 11 years to 2015, the actual vote share between Labour and right-wing parties pretty much stayed the exact same as it was in Makerfield. It's always been about 20 to 30,000 Labour, 15 to 20,000 centre-right parties. And the same stuck here. It was, 25,000 for Labour, and then 18,000 split between Restore and Reform.
They did vote to leave, like 63%.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like,
yeah, but a lot of the Red Wall did.
Their political alliance didn't actually change. It's just, which party represents supposedly which alliance. But in theory, if Restore is a party, or even Reform, are parties that are meant to cut through politics, are meant to represent, I don't know, Brexiteers in general, they take over the Red Wall, this would have been a good test case to, eat into Labour. Of course, it's slightly different with Andy Burnham being there and, soon to become the next Prime Minister. But there was no cut-in to the left whatsoever from Reform or Restore.
No.
How about this as well? How about this? Rebecca, the candidate, I met her very briefly. She seemed like a nice woman, but she had no presence whatsoever. She was a nobody, and she did not do very many or any public interviews.
Whenever she would be asked a question,
and when
Alistair would come and whisk her, wait, no, that kind of stuff, She had to ask me if she was allowed to answer a question in one instance.
Yeah, and when you're going against somebody like Andy Burnham, who has decades of political exposure and very popular in the area, you can't just throw some nobody in and then start bandying about numbers like 20% plus.
Like, women are already at a disadvantage, and with good reason. So, I mean, sorry, that's just the reality in politics.
Yeah,
people don't trust women.
The problem, one of the problems among many Restore has is they don't have anyone to put anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, other than Rupert Lowe and the Zoomers, who's even known in the party? They can't exactly put Harrison Pitt or Charlie Downs in a Makerfield seat, I wouldn't imagine. So who are you going to put? Your only option is to put a nobody.
Yeah,
well, the funny thing is, and I just want to state this absolutely on the record. You can clip this, and if I go against this 10 years from now, you can hold this against me. Yeah, clip this. Back in the Homeland days, I was approached by people to stand for Homeland, and I said no. I've had nobody in the party, but just normal people who are fans of Lotus Eaters ask me, Harry, are you going to stand for Restore? I will never, ever stand for a political party in this country or any other. I am not a politician. I am a commentator. With my family life, it is difficult enough to get all of my scheduling done just with that. I do not have time for an MP's schedule in the first place. I do not have time to run a campaign. I have no desire to run a campaign. I have no desire to try for political office. If I tried to stand for a party and failed, it would be the ultimate humiliation. Because I wouldn't do well, because the mainstream media would take all of the little clips of me mentioning certain groups in the past and being very clear
Right.
on my views on group difference in behavior, and they would rake me over the coals.
Yes.
Maybe not in a way that anybody on the online Twitter sphere would disagree with, because they'd all be
No, they were
cheering me on and going,
based. Yeah.
yeah, based Harry. But normal people, and probably even people that I know in real life, seeing compilations of this all together would go,
Right.
oh my God, that's horrifying, because they'd get it all without context.
Yep.
I would be ruined. The association through me would ruin whichever party that I am associated with. It would be a bad idea all around. So expecting people with high public profiles who have said all sorts of things on the internet with impunity in the past to stand for parties, especially new parties, and make a success of it is ridiculous. And it's also,
It's
frankly,
what killed
again, something
UKIP.
that I do not want to do.
I mean, that's absolutely what killed UKIP.
Yeah.
Was the deep affiliation with Sargon and Dacula. You know, because at any point, like, just as some normie, you could pull out, you know, wouldn't even rape you, Jess Phillips, or Nazi pug, this, that, or the other. And then in these compilations kinds of things, white N-words
yeah,
and other things that Sargon had said.
You used
know?
to be able to type into Google Images UKIP rape man and see Carl Benjamin's face all over the thing. It's not doing that anymore. But yeah, it's bad. And I say the same thing about Steve Laws, the whole approach that he has, and he stood for UKIP before as well.
Yes.
It doesn't work. It just turns normal people off. You know, your circle might find it incredibly based, and you know, if you're only interested in building
you're
up
not
your own
the
profile,
But if you're a
then
commentator, it's fine.
sure, but
But when you're
Yeah,
running for public
exactly.
office, it's a different issue.
it's not got electoral
Also,
appeal
again,
at all.
Also, again, frankly, what skills do I have for public office?
I mean, probably
Why-
just as
that-
many as the other.
Yeah, probably
idiots
what I was
running,
saying. Like, what,
Well,
I was going to say, Harry, you're far more credible as a human being than pretty much anyone in Westminster.
it does come down to this, right? So
thank you very much.
almost just probably far more so.
Don't
actually,
start.
to be
Don't start hyping me up on all of this, guys. You're gonna get me ideas.
No,
No,
what-
do it and then
I-
launch. Like, do it as a massive grift and launch a public profile afterwards. That's the way to go.
It's
I
the
think
same
Overlord
thing,
Overlord Robertson doesn't sound too bad as a title.
Guys, after my traumatic experience standing for XYZ party, I'm going to need you to begin donating to my public pressure campaign. Find my Patreon link here.
Speaking of, Mr. Twisted Frenzy for €5 says, a shame that the Starminator didn't last as long as we'd hoped. Good enemies are hard to find. I am a bit disappointed. I'm a bit disappointed that he gave up. He could have just stuck around. He could have ejected Andy Burnham from the party and made him run as an independent. Just I did see Sargon say would only have been really funny. I mean, it would have been retarded, but it would have been funny.
It wouldn't have worked. I mean,
No,
yeah,
of course
you can really
not.
ramp up the pressure against him,
Well,
get
no,
his trust. But
no, it wouldn't have worked in any sort of capacity. But it would have been funny. And instead, I mean, I guess he was out of options. I'm sure he was pressured to, obviously. But I did think
I think
he might have held
I think
out.
the big thing is, because I was really, I said this on the podcast yesterday. I was hoping that he would give the "I'm not fucking leaving" speech from Wolf of Wall Street
That kind of thing,
and start
right?
beating his chest. But no, it just seems that Burnham had a load of internal pressure on his side that, hey, if you don't resign, I will get like half of the party to resign over the next week.
I'm sure, yes.
So he kind of had to. Which is a shame, because if nothing else, the man was insanely memeable for a man with no personality.
called us.
Yeah, I was just going to display.
the man with so much
Did we
aura,
ever-
it's like having no aura.
Yeah, he had great
did-
aura for men with no aura.
Did we ever find out what happened to those sausages?
No, what did happen to the sausages?
Oh, I hope they were released. I really do.
Hopefully, they've been returned to their families. Oh fuck! Now I've lost my train of thought.
Did you ever think the reason why he is so memeable is because he has no life whatsoever, and it's basically the memes doing all the legwork?
Well, yeah.
Oh, of course, of course.
Yeah, because he's just
Yeah.
a weird robot man. So when he makes
Yeah.
little errors, it's very funny. Because he's such a
Look,
like
he's trying to be
he's
human.
a
It's
he's a
adorable.
he's a goof, you know. It's funny.
Yeah.
He's just a silly guy.
But again,
you know?
Yeah, he's a silly little guy.
on my Brexit video that I did today, I pointed out that actually all the changes that were made by Priti Patel and Boris Johnson were basically reversed by Starmer and his cabinet
Yes.
and Shabana Mahmood,
Yeah.
including the increased requirements to actually be able to fucking speak English in the first place if you're going to come to our country. So my new headcanon of Keir Starmer is now he's not going to be Prime Minister. He's going to shave his head, put on some Doc Marten boots and start spitting at foreigners as he walks down the street.
Based.
If you're in my fucking country, you speak fucking English, all right?
What if they did that? His polling numbers would have gone up.
Yeah, well, maybe. The next step for Comrade Keir, indeed.
I do genuinely think they tried to redeem him, but he just no one likes him.
No.
At the end of the day.
No, his polling has been terrible.
It was never going to happen after Southport, and then with winter fuel allowance as well, and then all the Mandelson stuff as well.
Farmers issue, Mandelson.
Farmers.
They really. I think there was definitely a split. His team really wanted to rehabilitate him, but I guess there was a faction within Labour that just hated him.
Must have been.
You know.
Although overwhelmingly what he has been, despite all the hatred towards him from both sides, by the way, is a kind of stabilizing force. I mean, genuinely. So, I mean, comparatively to Boris Johnson. And I don't know, I mean...
Labour should be, realistically, Labour should be the party of stability.
Yes.
The Conservatives are the party of weird sex scandals and constant cabinet reshuffle.
It keeps happening. You know, speaking of...
But Labour should be the ones who just come in and they go, we're boring technocrats. Look, we've put this man with literally no personality as the face of the country. We're just going to go in and we're going to push the agenda through. And they couldn't manage that. And now they're going for this weird Tory-esque cabinet reshuffling with a new leader of the party. And honestly, I'd be surprised if Andy Burnham isn't as unpopular as Keir Starmer is now 6 months from now.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Like, it's not going to fix the party.
Obvious.
Like Andy Burnham, maybe personally he has convictions that he wants to, I'm going to reindustrialize the North.
Yes.
I'm going to change the national anthem to Oasis. I'm going to do all this stuff. He's going to get the same problem that Starmer did, where he's going to pull the lever and the lever does nothing. It turns out that the lever does nothing. The lever just sends you a little letter from a bureaucrat in Whitehall somewhere that says, we'll get back to you on this within 6 to 8 working weeks.
Yeah, right, yes. I mean, I'm sure that's the kind of message that obviously that would play well in the North for Burnham to do that. But again, Starmer being more of the technocrat, the Labour right, that plays better in the South. So I don't know the ubiquity of Burnham's possible popularity.
I actually think Burnham will remain popular. I think they've been trying to rehabilitate Starmer in a number of ways. They failed, but they actually can do it with Burnham. I think they've realised now that they're in deep shit with basically the country's becoming ungovernable, or at least much more difficult to govern. There are serious issues, and I think they want to have just stable, happy-face government. Of course, they're not going to fix any of the issues, but in terms of framing, I actually think he'll remain popular. I think Labour, at least a faction within the regime, actually want to fight reform at the next election. I think there is a genuine split there.
Well, I could see that happening. Well, I'm gonna try and steelman Blamblas right here.
Mm-hmm.
I could see Burnham, if he and his faction are smart, basically coming in and immediately taking credit for all of the good stuff that Starmer did. Basically, if they see we got net negative migration, see we're taking the anti-racism out of the police guidelines and all of these things, if they just immediately take credit for them, they could be able to coast off of that, because of how bad he was at PR. Keir Starmer, even when he was doing good stuff, could never take credit for it. Burnham could just come in and steal that glory.
There's so many people. I mean, I understand when Americans get confused about it because it's, it's not their business essentially. But there's so many people who seem to blame the Boris wave on Starmer and blame, because it's like, well, whoever's in power now, blame them for the state of things, right? So yeah, Burnham could come in and
People
essentially
stupid enough
just
to do
take
that?
credit for it. Say again, Spin?
Are there people who are stupid enough to actually do that?
I literally had people I was memeing about this because I posted like it's all over meme on Twitter when Starmer resigned. And I had
If the
people saying
question
that
is,
kind of stuff
are
to me.
people stupid? The answer is always
Yes.
yes.
Well, and that goes back to the general problem that we were discussing earlier, and it will be my topic of discussion at the Wittown this year, by the way, where Harry and I and Blamblas will all be speaking.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's going to be a right old hootenanny. You should all be there.
you should. I think it is linked in the description. It may not be. If not, I will ameliorate that. But I did a video on it recently, and I wrote a Substack article and all that, which is that look, people are incredibly stupid. Like they just don't. Stupid's not the right word. They're ignorant when it comes to political issues. They just are to an astonishing degree.
Stupid.
Like I said, in that some of the data I went over there was something like a third of Americans who voted, and I think it was I can't remember the year. It doesn't matter. 1980 in the 1990s did not know that the Republican Party was to the right politically. Did not know that they were more conservative than the Democrats. And you find that, by the way, that was also the case with John Major. It was the same thing where people did not understand the political positions of the party fundamentally. About a third of people did not understand the basic political positions of the parties.
Sorry, these people polled, did they live through 1870s Reconstruction South? What is going on
no,
with those people?
I don't know, but they had a genuine. But it was the same thing when there was the sort of, as much as there was.
Although to be fair, if we go into reality, they are right. The two
yes,
parties
there is no
are
difference.
the same.
There is no difference.
Maybe they were political realists.
I wish. Unfortunately, I don't think that is the case. They just don't know. They had no clue, and it was the exact same thing when the Conservatives and Labor sort of flipped. Right? People just didn't know. They continued to think in terms of their
Harry,
position on European integration. Right? People just did not know, and it was again the same thing. It was about a third had no idea. It wasn't that they had an inkling; they had no idea or had the opposite idea. They thought it was reversed. So, starting out the gate, there's only about 66% of people that you can even begin to communicate with, right? A third are just lost. And they will continue to act, however, on those baseless beliefs, which is a major problem with the democratic process to begin with. And so, and that alone, it's why, like, when you go canvassing and stuff and talking to people, or you just go out and speak to them in general, they might have an idea of who they're going to vote for, but it is, again, and that what the culmination of my research, what I found in the end of it, was that people vote almost entirely based on vibes. People have no idea what policies different politicians they vote for hold.
Vibes and habit, yeah.
And habits is the other one. And by the way, because they don't know the policies that the politicians they vote for hold, when that politician flip-flops or fails to uphold those policies, they don't even get upset. It just washes over them because they didn't know it in the first place. So
also, speaking of women and their unelectability, check out in Discord. I just dropped. Labour have announced their candidate for the mayoral election.
Oh
God.
My God.
Okay, maybe actually, maybe Restore do actually have a chance
maybe got
here.
a chance. I mean,
what
is this?
It looks like a
that's like a made-up North FC.
That is a younger version of Melanie Phillips.
I have been.
It looks like a distant relative of young Bob,
but with a smaller skull. I mean, like massive. Like,
yes, with a much smaller skull. But this is a woman, so you know.
Even for a woman, though, what's going on with? She got a hobbit head, bro.
Someone said it's lesbian Harry Potter.
Oh God, it is
true.
You're a dyke, Harry. Sorry.
Very true. Yeah.
I'm a what?
A rock muncher.
Oh my God. Well, you know what? Never mind.
One too.
Maybe Restore's got a chance. Manchester mayoral position.
Bev Craig. What a name.
What is it? Bev Craig.
Bev-
That's awful too. Well,
No,
Beverly,
Now
yeah.
that might play well. That might play well in Manchester, if only because we're gonna go out and vote for our Bev.
Bev, yeah. I'm sure.
Love
Jesus.
Greg's. Hate me wife. Love Bev Craig.
She does hate her wife. I'm sure she beats her every day.
Oh.
Look, just statistically, okay? I mean, I'm just talking about statistical averages. That's
Yeah, this is
like
this is
mathematics.
science.
Yes, okay. Speaking of science, though, yeah, it is the case. And it's why one of the many reasons why electoral politics is bullshit. People do just vote on vibes. And why did Andy Burnham sweep? Obviously, because people are very often, that's all that a vibe is too, is knowing who the person, like not even knowing anything about them, just being familiar with the name. And Rebecca, whatever, no one knew who she was. And that is
Well, I think
a huge part
I
of
think another
electoral
large
politics.
part of it is
Yeah.
people want to feel like they're actually making a difference.
Yes.
And if you're voting Rebecca Shepherd, that's going to
That
make
was
fuck all
Yeah, that's the main
difference.
selling
But
point.
if you're voting the next PM, you get to
Oh,
you
yeah.
get to say, I voted the Prime Minister.
Yes.
How cool am I? Obviously, it's bollocks, as we know, but people feel good about themselves, feeling like they have agency, which they
yes.
don't. But
But that's why you always see far larger turnouts in national elections relative to local elections of any capacity. Is because again, like people, they turn out
Yeah.
in big numbers to vote for the national elections because they think I'm making a decision for the country, and then they don't really turn out for local elections because they think, well, whatever. People around, it's diffusion of responsibility.
Yay.
People around me will probably pick a good person, right? I guess. And in years, like in the US elections, this was in my data set I looked at, in years where you have the presidential election coinciding with a senatorial or congressional or gubernatorial elections, well, guess what? There's way more votes for those people in those years because you're already there,
Well,
obviously.
this is the funny thing as well. I saw when I was talking about Andy Burnham before he got voted in, because I looked at the coverage that we'd done and realised, hold up, none of us have actually said who Andy Burnham is and what it is that he stands for. I guess I'll do this the day before the election, and looked into the guy and found, oh, he's just a political party creature whose views depend entirely on who he's speaking to at the time. But one of the views that he had was that he wanted to introduce proportional representation, which, if introduced, would destroy any semblance of hope that parliamentary sovereignty gives to people, because you could just do a European style gatekeeping where all of the parties vote tactically to keep the right out, etc. He also wanted to abolish the House of Lords and reintroduce a US style elected Senate. And I know that I know that which one just sounds like, oh, they do it in the US, so it must be a good idea, right?
No.
No, I know.
well,
I know.
it's
Exactly.
probably
Good
more of
America,
a
that's
power
what you need.
analysis. They
Well,
want to fill the Senate of their own people, but
Yeah, they want to fill the Senate with their own people, but at the end of the day, the House of the Lords is already filled with their own people because it's not an ancestral thing anymore, so it's
No.
already tied into all of that. But I saw loads of people. Well, I say loads of people. One particular person associated with a journal which I will not name clipped that and tried to drag me for it on Twitter, saying like, "Oh, this is
Can I
terrible
guess?
political analysis," because I said it was stupid. You can guess if you'd like.
Could it be a certain Pimlico journal?
Why, it might just be. And he was trying to say, if this is what passes for analysis on the YouTube right, then we're all doomed. Because I just said it and said it's stupid, and then we moved on. But to me, it's like, yeah,
What
the
is stupid?
solution to all of our problems, to prevent the unelected lords of the House of Lords that we have right now from being able to block any good legislation coming through, is to have more voting. More voting. You
vote
vote
harder.
You
Yes.
do more voting, you do more good. Because yes, I'm sure if you introduce a brand new set of biannual elections to people who already do not turn
And
up for
hate
any elections
voting.
other than the general election,
Yes.
and hate voting in the first place, and don't want to have to get to know a whole new roster of political faces, I'm sure that if you do that, then they'll all vote in the quote-unquote right people who will save the country somehow.
You know what's
Which is
funny
absurd.
is you can track the decline of aristocratic power and rise of merchant power, and basically the decline of the country with
Yes.
the constitutional arrangement of House of Commons versus House of Lords.
Yep.
Destroying the House of Lords and the final hereditary peerages that there are would be symbolically the destruction of Britain, in my opinion.
I agree completely.
It would be the symbolic destruction. Although the hereditary peerages have all been basically stripped at this
Stripped
point
anyway,
anyway.
Of
But
course,
the thing is, when people were responding, saying that, oh, he's not even trying to defend the House of Lords. Does he not even know they're not hereditary anymore? Yeah. The problem is, the House of Lords sat by for decades and let the country crumble beneath them. So, yeah, they let this happen to the country, they let it happen to themselves. The whole political structure is completely destroyed. It's completely decayed at this point. But adding in more voting will not solve the
No.
problems. Horrifying, shockingly enough.
You can't voot your way out of this stuff. You just can't. Which is, I mean, obviously we're talking predominantly about Restore here. And a big problem with that is that people did fall for the same shit that they always fall for in believing that electoral politics is somehow the way out of this. It's clearly not. I mean, it's overwhelmingly obvious that it's not. For one reason,
including
that
people who
won't
should know
vote.
better.
Yes, and people who really should know better. Again, my position on Restore was always that, well, I sure would like them to do well, because it's basically a good barometer, more than anything, for them to do well. I didn't wish them ill, certainly. However, I'm not surprised that much of this has happened, particularly because of some of the management issues, which seem to be endemic. The main one being that they can't get their stories straight. They can't get their messaging straight.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, though, it's electoral politics. It is kind of bullshit.
Well, at the end of the day, what's going on with the party is just the typical kind of in-party factional fighting. And as much as I am friends with some of the young guys in the party, and as much as I support some of the stuff that they're trying to do, flawed as some of it might have been, I know you've done some analysis with Alex Masters' Blamblas on some of the policy papers that have been released, and obviously front-loading the rape gang inquiry. However valuable some of the testimony might be, with a fake Albert Einstein quote was not great. I still think that their hearts are in the right place. When you're going up against people with a lot more experience and frankly just an age advantage over you, it's going to be difficult.
Yes, no. There's lots of issues with the party. Someone given a super chat, Mr. Twisted Frenzy, asking, they missed the beginning of the stream. Is Lowe actually betraying us? Is Restore actually over, or are we at the we don't know stage? To recap for you,
thank you for the 10 euros, by the way. But yes, I think we should address that. Thank you.
Yes, well done. Thank you, Mr. Twisted Frenzy. You're a legend. But Lowe recently said that he despises ethno-nationalism, basically views it as akin to neo-Nazism. He possibly doesn't know what he's talking about there, but in any case, that's what he said. There's massive incompetence with the party. The trend has been towards Zionism and towards letting in Tories, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
There's no real reason that I can see to think that it will, is a good vehicle for electoral success. In theory, you could still use the network for, good things outside of politics, but so far that hasn't happened. And as far as I'm concerned, the party is, going to shit with the Zoomers trying to do damage control unsuccessfully.
And unfortunately, also keep causing more damage inadvertently.
There's clearly a rift between party leadership and the Zoomers. That's not been answered.
They're going out and doing essentially stunts, like that whole thing with the van. I mean, I don't know if they did that, but then they claimed it was a stunt.
That wasn't right.
It wasn't.
I don't think that was them.
Zoomers.
No, but then they called. That's what I'm talking about with the problems.
That was Young Bob and Kai Stevens.
Young Bob then said it was a stunt, which then gave the impression, because of the poor way of wording it, that it was their van. So
it was Young Bob's stunt. I don't know.
Here's the thing: was it Young Blob? Young, almost like I must call him Young Blob.
It's not that bad. Come on. Wowee.
Freudian
that
slip.
was a slip of the tongue there, friends. Yeah, I got told today that wasn't Kai and young Bob, and that they saw that going around and just decided to take a photo shoot in front of it, which, if that is true, was
wasn't their
completely
van.
stupid of them.
Yes.
But I don't know. I mean, young Bob's not old enough to drive a car, first of all.
Well, no, according to them, it wasn't their
He
van.
is
They just
17,
found
right?
it on they saw it on the street.
Yeah, he's 17, but still.
Yes. They saw it on the
I doubt
street,
he's passed his test.
and they decided to go take a picture in front of it and then post it. And then, but what the exact post was they described it as a stunt in their own post, which then made everyone go, "Oh, so you hired this van? You paid for this?" Because you described it as a stunt. So that's what I mean by the poorly coordinated messaging. That is an unforced error.
Well, I don't think young Bob and Kai Stevens are part of Restore. In fact, Kai Stevens is quite vocal against it, as far as I'm aware. So
Yeah,
you
he's
can't-
quite vocally critical. And
Yes.
young Bob at this point, can we just all admit it, he's just a guy who likes getting beaten up publicly?
It keeps happening, and it keeps happening.
I'm sure he's a nice guy, but, but also, dude, like, keep it to yourself. mate.
I'll give a bit of gossip. I met him at
Oh.
the cathedral, and when he was there, he had this like he looked like he was 15-year-old like twink following him around. I don't know what's
Like, how
going
was he?
on, but
He went to a cathedral event. How was he let in? He's not old enough.
I don't know.
His profile,
But he
maybe.
was there.
I don't want children at the cathedral. Come on.
Mm.
Oh, I'm unfamiliar with what this is, so I'm out of the loop on this one. Do you have to
It's
be?
basically like it's a like nightclub, pop-up nightclub run by Matt Glamore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
mainly in London. I played a gig at the one last November, where I met Blamblas in person with his lovely girlfriend as well. It was really nice meeting the both of them.
Yeah, I got the very flattering. Have I met you before? Oh, you're Blamblas. Much excitement.
Yeah, I'd seen a few of your videos already, but also Hugh Anthony was there, and he is tiny. And Hugh, you're probably not listening to this, but I want you to know, and you'll probably appreciate this. You're a very annoying person in real life.
It was fun. There's a little manlet brigade.
It was surrounding me, like they're all going to like the god totem, wishing for a good harvest.
I need to revive that picture.
It's the hobbits have gone to Rivendell, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. The hobbits are looking for my protection as they pass through the valley. Yeah.
I mean, I've seen the picture of you as the elf prince, like, with, you know. So I think it must have just gotten confused.
I'm doing that again this year.
Yeah.
Doing that again this year. I'm off to rehearsal tomorrow. It should be fun.
Really?
By the seaside. Yeah. This year I get to be a proper mustache twirling villain as well. So I'm looking forward to that.
Well,
I'm going to be my singer, the lead singer of my band is in it, and he's going to be my Palpatine. I'll be my Anakin. I'll be Palpatine.
Oh, excellent. That'll be fun. There is the Kingsflame Festival as well, which there's not much information about yet, but that's next year.
The promo videos are coming. Don't ask me why I know.
Oh yeah.
Good. Okay. Good.
Blam's just shared the image in the Discord.
Tweet it out, I dare you.
Yeah. Of me also.
Do you want me
dressed
to
like a
share
1970s
this, or is this for?
Just share it. Yeah, go for it. Me just looking like a 1970s lumberjack stepped out of time as well.
What? I have to. Discord requires me to save images before.
I was about to say, you look like a 70s lumberjack.
A little bit. He's
Yeah,
got
I know,
that
right?
Lumberjackish shirt on.
I like my flannel side.
Quite the intense stare Harry has got going on there.
And bear in mind as well that I'm way further away from the camera than Hugh was.
Yeah. Height mogging. I believe
It's
that's
basically
what the
Harry's
kids are
way of
calling it.
cementing his mogging status.
Yeah.
Yeah, Blam, you were at the Lotus Eaters live event as well, weren't you? And it was nice seeing you there, but I ended up getting I ended up getting surrounded by loads of people who wanted to talk to me, and they were all really, really lovely, but I was trapped in a corner for about an hour talking to people, and every so often, my missus was hanging out with Liz, and she broke off from Liz so she could come and check up on me. And I realized after the second or third time that she was doing this, I was just like the guy who got all these guys' attention, and then my beautiful fiance comes up and goes, "Hey, you all right? Love you," and gives me a kiss and walks off, and I realized I was just mogging all of these poor people.
I do love how
I do that by bringing my girlfriend on like the basket weaves.
Oh, I bet. The one
Which
girlfriend.
I met her at a weave, to be fair.
It's
So she's
Hey,
like,
there you go.
yes.
yeah.
I do love though how Blamblas you referred to your girlfriend as lovely, and then Harry had to be sure to refer to his fiance as beautiful, just to be clear that we're making sure all the women are appeased.
yeah,
That's
so
very
we love,
gentlemanly.
we
Hey,
love
let-
our
let-
partners here.
We love our foids. We love our foids, folks. We take care of our foids.
Indeed. That is a hilarious image though, just in terms of the height mocking. How do we get back on track? Sorry, we've gone off into the weeds a bit. Let's see.
Do we even want to
Potentially what
talk?
we
I
do,
don't
yeah.
like talking about politics. Let's just keep talking about
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
anything
sure.
else.
Gossip.
Yeah, let's just gossip. Why not that? Let's talk.
Oh, I do have something that's a bit gossip. It's a little bit politics, but only barely. Did you see all of the bizarre posting that happened because of Europeans being in the United States for the World Cup, where it was a bunch of
Oh
people?
God,
I'm
yes.
convinced.
I
I'm
have seen
convinced
this fucking repeatedly.
a lot of these people, I think, are Americans. If I'm being completely honest, putting on accents. Some of them, it's more obvious than others, where they
Oh
just
yeah,
act like
yeah.
they've.
I saw one of two girls who looked like they were both about like 19, 20,
Yeah.
and they were putting on like bottle of water
Ugh.
accents.
Yes, that. But the theme, that's
And it's
the carry
complete
through theme
cringe.
of all of them is that it's people pretending to be from Europe or from the UK who are mesmerized
Falling in love with America.
by things like
Yeah.
coffee and meat and ranch dressing and air conditioning, obviously.
Typical things that Americans would like to promote.
Well,
But also,
it-
like, what's this clip? Europeans
gives it
discovering
away.
free refills for the first time. You can go to a Weatherspoons and get an infinite free
Infinite.
refill coffee cup.
again,
Like, it's not unique to America.
that's why it really reeks of people, because the United
Bullshit.
States, Americans are very like proud of this idea and obsessed with this idea that America is so amazing that if Europeans set foot on American soil for 5 seconds, that they'll instantly fall in love with it and decide to immigrate. But I'll play this video. It's a
won't.
compilation, and you'll get the gist. It's total slop. But what
Cringe.
the fuck? I wanted to make fun of this because it's bizarre.
Thanks so much. You're welcome.
This is one blanket?
Yeah, welcome to America. You know, I used to be little like you.
This is pizza. Damn. It's ground beef.
To be fair, that ground beef is insane.
Well,
No one needs that much
well,
ground beef.
It's
I
all
can
goy
give-
slop.
It's 10 pounds of ground
Yeah,
beef.
I can give my experience because I went to America for the very
Recently,
first time in
yes.
my life.
God,
Just,
God, this story.
just the other week.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, and also I just was not expecting that literally every staff member of every airport in America, except for the customs and the pilots, were all black or Mexican. I did not.
Yes. Oh,
expect
sorry. I should have
that.
told you. They're overwhelmingly.
Not that Heathrow is much better, mind you.
But I
True.
came from Manchester, so literally, like, it was quite a shock. And also, I'm sorry, like on the in the immigration line, because I landed in JFK, the
Yes.
rudest group of Hasidics imaginable were in front of us in the
I
line.
mean, that's
really?
a
And they were-
high bar to meet
Yeah,
for Hasidics.
they were darting back and forth in the queue on their phones, talking to one another across the queue, and then running between one another, pushing through people to get to one another. There were two English girls stood in front of me in the queue, and you could tell that they wanted to say something, but obviously you can't say anything about those people.
No.
So they just kept looking at each other and giving each other the look anytime that they would do something horribly rude. And it's like, no wonder you people get such a bad reputation these days.
Yeah, wonder why.
Yeah, but also like Yeah, so I was stuck at the airports for a while, for over a day, in fact, in Atlanta airport,
Oh, fuck.
because of a cancelled flight. That was great, but I got a lot of time to look at the American portions, and yeah, the sweets like Skittles packets and stuff like that, all of the snacks like the Hershey's bar and Kit Kats come in enormous rations, and they have like the deceptive stuff on the front of it where it says like only 110 calories,
Yeah,
and it'll
for
give the
one
little
bite.
asterisk, and
Yes.
it's like
Go to the
per
back.
bar. But the one that shocked me the most was like orange Fanta in America. In England, orange Fanta is like 150 calories tops for a
Yeah.
500 milliliter bottle. In America, it was 270 calories for a single bottle of orange Fanta.
Adding
And I had
extra
to ask
soda
everybody.
or extra sugar to the
Yeah,
soda. Excuse me.
well, I had to ask everybody when I got there. It's like, how the fuck does that happen? And they all just told me, oh, it's high fructose corn syrup.
Oh, or that. Yes.
It's
Yes.
just the corn syrup, and then I spent most of the rest of my time. I had a great time in America. Like I was in Tennessee. The Southern hospitality is genuinely real.
Oh,
It
yes,
kind of
yes.
like gave me a better perspective on Americans, and I really liked the people that I was spending time with. But the food, man, the food. If I wasn't eating like just tender meats that had been cooked right in front of me, I was avoiding it, man. I tried to reverse engineer an English breakfast and just couldn't do it. The sausage was barely sausage and looked like it had been flattened by a hammer. I
Oh.
tried the butter on.
Did you
I
get
tried
the
butter
flat
on
sausage? We have two types of sausage. We have flat sausage and the little. You didn't get sausage links.
I tried to get a link. I tried to get a link of sausage, and it was
Flat
tiny and like. And
Ours do tend to be
it was like it
tinier.
was like it was squished. That I couldn't get I couldn't get fried eggs to save my life, and when I tried the butter on toast, the butter
Can't
was
even
lumpy.
do butter on toast.
The butter was like bright white and lumpy and had the texture of like thick
It's
cream.
butter
And
product.
I spread it across the toast and raised it to my mouth to eat it and caught a whiff of it before I put it in my mouth. It smelt sour.
It's
It
lower
smelled-
quality even. It's just oils. It's lower quality even like Lurpak. That stuff.
Yeah, it smelled like sour milk, and so I just put the toast down and was like, yeah, I'm done. So that was my experience. The actual just like lean meats that I was able to eat because I went shooting with a bunch of guys and they just had like
Nice.
they had meat on tap, they had beef, fresh steak and beef and fresh venison. That was all
Nice,
gorgeous.
yeah.
But if you were with guys who had like hunted their own meat, it was great. If you were at a restaurant or something, it just was not for me.
I mean,
It's funny you mention all this.
go
I
ahead.
I intend to do a video called "How Capitalism Ruined Food," and it's bad even in this country, but I've been to America as well, and oh my god, what are they eating? Like, that's not
It was
real.
Yeah.
astonishing even for me. The first
Yeah.
time I went back to the States, because when I moved here, it was late 2019. Then COVID happened. So even if I'd wanted to for any reason, I couldn't have gone back to the States for basically like 2.5, 3 years because I was always worried of, well, if I leave, will they let me back in to Guernsey? Because I'll have to also go through the UK. So they're gonna let me back in. I'm unvaccinated and all that, So I didn't leave until all the COVIDs. I didn't go back to the States so I basically stayed in Guernsey for 4+ years. I went back. My dad said, let's go get McDonald's since you haven't had fast food. Because there's no fast food, by the way, here in Guernsey whatsoever. There's Chippies, but there's no
Based.
there's no international fast food places here whatsoever. So I went back. I thought, sure, what's the problem? We'll go out and we'll get a McDonald's cheeseburger together with my father. I got immediately like nauseously ill just from not having eaten that shit for 4 years. And it is shocking, like just the quality of American food and
Yeah,
how
I
many
spent my whole time
preservatives and things are
avoiding
in
it.
Yeah.
So
It will make you sick.
somebody in the chat asked if I just spent my entire time eating junk food. No, I did the opposite. I ate one meal a day while I was in America, specifically to avoid eating junk food. The only food that I ate while I was in America was food that specifically was not junk food.
Yeah. I mean, because
Well,
it
they've got
it
this
is
concept
poison.
of eating clean, and it's just like not eating like trash, like
Uh,
oil.
It's
seed
all
oils.
Yeah.
covered in
Oh.
seed oils, yes. Ardent Party for 2, Canadian says, new video up on YouTube. Low, Harry, like, share, super. Thank you, Ardent. Thank you.
Hello, thank you.
me go back and play this nightmare video.
And I
I
got
will say,
big
because
hair.
I was in
What?
America several years ago,
Mhm.
and there is this, I don't know if Harry maybe can attest to this, but there's something of this taste of everything is artificial compared to what we're used to in Europe. I can't describe it in any other way.
It is though. It definitely is that because
Yeah.
I noticed it too. And when I
It's like there's an
first moved here,
imitation taste of everything.
when I first moved here, I wasn't used to things not tasting artificial, you know? So I also had to like acclimate to that because it was weird. I never was someone who ate fast food or McDonald's or anything like that when I lived in the States. But when I first moved here, it's all I wanted to eat. I was like, oh, I can't get like Taco Bell or McDonald's, even though I never ate that stuff. But it was just, I think, wanting the shitty preservatives and garbage that I'd eaten my entire life. Even if it wasn't in fast food, it's in everything. It's in absolutely everything in American food. So you just become acclimated to it. And then you find yourself craving something and you don't know what it is. Just don't eat that for a few years and it goes away, or a year even, and you won't feel that way anymore. Highly recommend to any American viewers, just don't eat it, and whatever that is, it will eventually go away as you get over it.
Yeah, again, I already knew this going in, so if the option to eat real food wasn't available to me, I was just like, I'm not gonna. I did try out very briefly that bottle of Fanta. I was like, what is it? What is a 270 calorie bottle of Fanta gonna taste like? I had like 3 sips, and it just tasted like chemical preservatives with like a sprinkle of orange over the top of it. It was gross.
I mean, to be fair, you can get something that tastes like chemicals in the UK. You could have an iron brew. It'd be about the same in terms of the degree of
I don't drink
chemicaliness.
iron brew.
No, I can't. Actually, I can't stand iron brew.
I've never had one actually.
Really? Well,
Yeah.
do you like chemicals? Because that's what it tastes like. Delicious, delicious chemicals. No, again, I by the time I moved here was after they changed the formula, so I never got to experience classic iron
Maybe
brew.
slightly biased here
Do you like
because
iron brew?
we also have an iron brew in South Africa.
Oh, okay.
Yes, our iron brew is significantly better than Scotland's.
But it's
and
totally
it's like,
different
it's kind of
thing.
weird because yeah, okay, but here's the thing. If you look at, okay, this is going to sound kind of strange. If you look at
Go.
the iron brew can in Scotland, it looks, or the logo, it looks very Americanized. Whereas if you look at our one looks like it came straight from the Soviet Union.
Well, the iron brew logo used to look like that, more akin to that, versus how it's marketed now.
Was it maroon and gray?
Oh no, I think it was always orange, considering the
Yeah,
drink's
okay, well,
orange.
yeah, okay, well, I'll show you what our one looks like.
Okay, post a picture.
Uh,
While you go and find that, I'll keep playing this goy slop video.
Hands, L-sized hands.
That is absolutely massive. That is the size of my head. You can't get a drink this size in my country.
It does sound like acting.
That's-
That
sounds like a
that is
cringy
acting.
impression.
That's
That was a
so
fake
fake.
accent.
That's so fake. This is American. I think this is
See, that's-
overwhelmingly. It's Americans fucking coping, thinking that this must be, and putting out what is essentially propaganda. This must be how
Do you know how
Europeans
you
would feel.
Hell, it's an American saying this shit.
This doesn't sound
Because everything
fucking
is
Irish.
European. There's no, because there's no nationality. It's just a continent.
Right.
Yeah.
Europeans don't
Pretty
refer
cool,
to
though.
themselves as Europeans.
Yeah.
They call themselves English or
Well,
French or German or Dutch or whatever. They
to
don't call
be-
themselves European ever.
There you go. There is South African iron brew, which does look
Where are
pretty
you from? Europe.
badass, to be honest.
Thank you, yeah. I
It looks-
prefer that one.
Is that a knockoff brand? It's not.
I
It's
like
not
the way
the
it says-
IRN.
It was spelled
BRU.
differently. Yeah, it's spelled differently.
Yeah.
No, our one is genuine. Yours is knockoff. Shut up, Len.
Well, I'm not invested in either.
I normally wouldn't be, but like I've tasted the one in Ireland because it's over there, and also our Fanta Orange. Ireland's Fanta Orange tastes really, really weird. I remember the first time I drank it, I thought to myself, "What the fucking hell is this? This tastes nothing like ours. This is terrible." Our one tastes up. I will say our soft drinks are significantly superior, but I've lived here for over a year and a bit now. I've not had any what we call soft drinks, or cool drinks is what we call it. I've not had any of it since I've been here. Not even like guys, bizarrely enough.
I just.
I don't know if you
drink
guys know what that is.
Unhomogenized milk.
I mean, unfathomably based. I drink mostly fruit juice, to be honest. So
Yeah, there you go.
God, this Guys, fake accent is awful.
But what is this?
Yeah, it's
Costco. This is even bigger than Walmart.
Feels like a historical museum. No, it doesn't. It's a big supermarket.
Like,
yeah.
have you? There are big Tesco's. I mean, I couldn't pick up where that guy's accent was. This
We
one
have
from Germany.
Costco's in England.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true too. Yeah, what the fuck? I don't know where that person was supposed to be from, but again, this is why it all is so performative and fake. And I don't know if I'll just keep playing.
Oh my god, Tamaki!
Wow.
Oh my god, guys, it's Target. We're gonna go into Target for the first time ever. She's also gonna film it with her camera. Oh my god.
They
So,
even
he's
sound
like-
American.
That was an American. That was just an American girl.
Yeah. That's why,
God.
again, this is all a bunch of bullshit. But Americans, of course, are sharing this all over the place. Very excited about
It really is Lowe-Ver.
It's so
This is
funny.
just American. This is just unironically American propaganda being pushed by
is.
the algorithm.
I was
it
about to
is.
say the same thing. It does sound like American propaganda.
I mean, it clearly is. Yes, the British really do love Walmart, this one says. This one also, like, kind of shocked me out of all of them.
Also,
'Cause he's
it's
speaking-
British. Like no one says that phrase.
What he's about to freak out at is t-shirts. Because apparently we don't have t-shirts.
Shopping in America a lot better, honey.
As an American woman,
We've already got 3 items.
We are in America for the first
What?
time as Europeans.
I don't know, it was an American woman.
What was that?
He was
No-
apparently
no-
astonished
no
by
one
t-shirts.
says that.
No. Again, this is so
What
this
if he
is
gets
so
to-
First
bizarre.
time as Europeans. No, we don't. No one says that. Shut the fuck up.
If this is supposed to be like, look how cheap everything is over here. It's like, I mean, I know it's not as bad as VAT, but you still get to the checkout and they add a load of tax on top of it.
And I think that one was
Yes, and
supposed
I
to be
fucking hate
look at
that.
all
That's
the is it just the
fucking weird.
price? Is that what it is? Or is it because
Like, or
Walmart
is
is I don't know. Or is it that
You can
oh
go
my
to
god,
You could
t-shirts.
go to a Tesco and get a cheap T-shirt from Tesco or
Yeah.
Asda. Just like that.
Again, bizarre. It's why I think it
You're
has to
breaking
be
my brain.
it has to overwhelmingly be Americans. Because like over the AC discourse that happened earlier this year where Americans are like, "Wait, you don't have AC? Why don't you just go buy AC instead of suffering with the heat?"
Oh, do you know the funny thing? When I was in America, a
Mhm.
bunch of them were all like, "Oh yeah, how you finding the heat here, Harry?" Expecting me to be overwhelmed by it. In Tennessee, southern state, it was quite warm, but I came out and I was like, "Oh, it's lovely. It's really nice." And they all were a bit shocked at that. They were like, "What? It's not too much for you?" And I had to explain British summers to them.
Yeah.
I said, "Okay, guys, imagine this heat right now." Except it's twice as humid and there's never any breeze.
Yeah. That's why
And
it's
they
so much
went,
worse.
Oh, like
I'm
one
glad
of the
they were able
guys I
to
was
comprehend
with
that
was
because most
yeah.
seemingly
Well,
can't.
I was with good smart guys. One of them lives in Florida, so he was like, "Oh yeah, the heat in Florida is way worse than it is here in Tennessee," and I completely
Yes.
believe that. But in
Oh, yeah.
Tennessee, it was really, really nice.
I mean, Tennessee weather can be quite nice. I've been down there for like a couple of events and things. Did you go on any of the whiskey tours? Do you have a chance to do that? Because they've got all those whiskey
I didn't go on a
distilleries.
whiskey.
Aw.
Oh, I didn't go on a whiskey
I was
tour,
about to
but
say,
one of
Harry,
the guys.
your and I friendship depends on your answer to this question. When you
Well,
fail.
one of the guys that I was with, we were all hanging out in a hotel room drinking, and he was just sort of because the others were like, "Oh, let's all drink some beers, bro," and I was like, "I don't really drink beer. I drink whiskey and rum." And one of the guys was like, "Oh, great, you'll have a great time with me then," because he had just like a little suitcase, a little briefcase full of different distilled whiskies at different ages in different casks
Oh,
with him.
wow.
And he went, let's all just pour ourselves some of this and we can all taste it. And I was just sat there drinking with him and another guy, drinking some whiskey, of just appreciating the taste of it. So there was some nice stuff that I got to try there.
Nice.
There's good whiskeys in Tennessee.
Tell you
yeah.
what is hard to find is good cider in America.
I mean, we
I
do
don't
have
drink
struggle
cider
with that
anyway.
one.
the cider that I drank when I lived in the U.S. was Strongbow. So I mean, Like,
Well, yes.
there wasn't really much in that sense. I didn't get much of a difference. There's some other Angry Orchard. I can't stand. It's way too sweet. That's like probably the biggest cider brand in the U.S. Angry Orchard. Woodchucks.
I have to admit,
Woodchucks are
nicest
okay.
cider I've ever had
It's
was
not anywhere
in
near as
Canada.
available, I find.
Strongbow.
Yeah, even then, it's a task to look for it. But
Oh,
there's no
yeah,
pubs as well.
No,
That's
no.
weird.
You can buy
Yeah, I
get
noticed
Strongbow
that
at any
idea.
supermarket
Pubs.
though.
Bars and
At,
clubs.
at bars in general,
Pubs are
there's
the
not a lot of
best.
cider. It's very rare to even, extremely rare to find a cider on tap, but even have a cider that's canned is unusual comparatively to a beer. I mean, depends on the pub or bar, whatever, you know? But typically,
Yeah.
they don't tend to have a lot of ciders. They might have one. In my experience there. Well, we'll continue with
Wish you
this.
could have the one I had in Canada again, but the place that I had the cider at, they only have like drinks for like a month at a time. So like every month they
Oh, it's
have a
all
different
temporary.
thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, which really annoyed the crap out of me because like, can I? And I think it was like a house special or whatever they had, and I just thought this is like the nicest cider I've ever had, and I can't have it again. This is annoying.
You could always import it.
God, I would go
If you
back
really
to
liked
some
it.
cider.
If you really liked it,
Yeah, but
you
I
could
don't know
import
what it is though. That's the problem.
Fast. That's on you. You were silly
What am I
for
fucking
that.
wrong?
If you liked it that much, you should fast. Anyway, here's the rest of this slop.
We are in America for the first time as Europeans, and they have every flavor. Every.
What the hell is that
Like,
thing?
they have big.
Twink.
Go back to that thing.
The broccoli.
really wanna go back to it?
That is something that watches. No, that thing is something that is gay as hell and watches clavicular because that's like look maxing. That thing is wearing makeup.
He's just got the broccoli haircut.
That's just called a gay man. Spoon.
Yes, it's,
Yeah.
it's called a homosexual.
Well, I can't just scream the F slur. I mean, I kind of want to, but I have to be diplomatic.
Also, what he's astonished by
I'm just
is
a raging
soda.
homosexual.
What soda here do we not have? Fanta? Maybe. Well, I mean, it would just be a different kind of lemonade, maybe.
Lucasade.
Pepsi.
There's no Lucasade in America.
There's no Lucasade.
This was the greatest tragedy of America for me. I basically live on a diet of Lucasade, so I was out in the wilderness, folks.
Oh no. Well, we have like Powerade and stuff, but you can get Powerade here too. And
I
Gatorade.
wasn't gonna touch that shit.
You can get Powerade here,
Nice, Harry.
but it's.
I wouldn't touch
not the
Powerade
same.
here either.
I always said the blueberry Powerade.
When I get
this
sick,
woman.
when I get sick,
You went
I
to
will
America.
have a
You did
Powerade
it voluntarily, Harry.
or a Lucasade, to be fair. But you know, one or the other.
I haven't had Powerade in fucking years.
But what? There's nothing weird
I don't
here
know we still even
besides
have it here.
it's just Sprite, Coke. Like it's all normal stuff. I guess.
Does anyone
Sunkist,
ever
maybe.
read the ingredient list on these things?
Oh, certainly not.
No,
What
because I
might-
need Google to tell me what the hell it is.
What might you not see? I think he goes for Big Red, which I don't even remember what Big Red is. A&W.
Big
beer,
Red's
RC
that
Coke
doesn't
crazy
make
has-
one
feminist
for-
from
Oh.
back in the day.
Oh, there is one here that we certainly don't have, which is that blue one on the bottom right. That is RC Coca-Cola. That is a southern beverage.
Have Big Red. What's Big Red? Is there Big Blue as well? We don't know.
Come all the way from London for one of these famous sandwiches.
What did his accent at the end there?
What? Again?
What did his accent change at the end there?
I don't know, because
Because it's a fake
Because
accent.
it's fake. Because it's fake. He doesn't know what he's doing. This guy apparently
Yeah,
has come all the
that's-
way
that's
from London
kind
to
of
have
the
a
point, yes.
sandwich here, by the way.
For one of these famous sandwiches.
That's unbelievable. What are we going to make you today?
That one might have been
Okay.
real, considering how short of an interaction that was. But this is apparently trying Waffle House for the first time. And I must say, here's the thing about Waffle House. It's decent, like, slop food. But it's super cheap. It is not this kind of reaction level food. Waffle House is bottom tier.
Is this all
I'm
just
sorry, that
product
man on the
placement?
left is creaming himself.
They both are.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Turn these people into soy
That's an
jacks, please.
unfortunate freeze frame. Yeah, someone screenshot this for soy jacks later on. This is perfect.
Well, look, Waffle House is not that. Look, the reason to go to Waffle House is to go there at 4 in the morning so you can try to catch the entertainment. Now, it's not guaranteed, but there may or may not be a fight that will occur at any given Waffle House at 4 a.m. Everyone knows this. That's the reason to go to Waffle
Yeah,
House.
there were where I was in Tennessee. There were loads of Waffle Houses, and I
Yeah.
really wanted to stop by one just if I could get a little trip to the zoo in while I was in
But you
America.
gotta go at like 3 in the morning. If you go at 3 in the afternoon, there's nothing interesting. It's just a Waffle House. It changes. It's during the midnight hour. It changes into a different
We just
location.
basically need to go.
Where it's a combat zone.
Yes, if you wish to see the monkeys, you need the midnight hour.
You gotta wait, dude. By the
You
way,
need to go
I think,
to zoo hours, Harry. Normal day when there's none of that. It's just civilized and
I think
white
this is
people.
just a cheesesteak sandwich. It probably costs $10. It is not. I like Waffle House.
A
It's not
cheese
that good.
steak sandwich? That does not look like cheese. That looks like chocolate.
I think it's shredded beef, and so that's why it looks like a
Yeah.
cheesesteak sandwich to me, and maybe some onions.
Why
so.
does the shredded beef look like that?
Because let me tell you, it comes
Good
in
question.
this. It comes frozen, or I guess
Oh.
slightly thawed, and
You.
it's in these little
I'm
tiny,
grossed out
very
already.
thinly sliced strips, and then you just fry it. That's how you get cheesesteak
Oh.
in the U.S. It's. By the way, in my opinion, that stuff is god awful. The pre-sliced cheesesteak meat.
Well, I mean, he's enjoying it.
It's extremely cheap too. I used to get it during when I was in college because it was so much cheaper than
To be
any other
fair, he
kind of
looked
meat.
plastered drunk.
I mean, maybe that is when. To be fair, that is when you go to Waffle House, is when you're shit faced drunk. That's why.
It's like when you're walking back from the pub and the only place that's open at 3 a.m. is Big Boss Man's kebab, so you need to get some fries, and it tastes. It's the best thing you've ever tasted.
Exactly.
So basically, what happened after the Lotus Eaters live event?
How did you know?
But
No,
that's
what
always the
actually
way it
happened
is.
after the Lotus Eaters live event is we all went to the Weatherspoons, and all the people who surrounded me realized that they were trapped with me. I wasn't trapped with them. When I forced them to stand around listening to my band's demos.
But that's always the thing, at 3 a.m. or whatever, you gotta go, when you're drunk, whatever you've managed to find to eat is always the best thing you've ever had. So maybe these guys are just drunk, because they certainly look a bit drunk.
That is some good shit.
Look at those.
Cringe.
I think they're getting ready for some
like yanks.
Mhm. That's what I mean. Or was he supposed to be putting on an American accent there?
Cringe.
I don't know.
Fuck knows.
in Texas.
Just impressed by Walmart. I'm supposed to believe this is real? Like,
No, come on. It's
That's-
all product placement. It's all sponsored.
It looks like an Eastern European twink.
it says you're from the you're spelled wrong.
It looks
from
like
the
one of Keir
UK, and
Starmer's
it's your
Ren
first
toys.
time in Walmart crying face emoji. I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
You don't even spell your correctly either.
Well, also, here we go. Here's first time
Oh,
trying
but
Waffle House
British.
as a British
Oh, a
person.
classic Brit.
Yeah, there he
Bold-
is.
Capital letters, British.
Oh
Mm.
Yes, he did write that in all caps to make sure you know. It's not that good. And I like Waffle House. I like Waffle House. It's
Right,
cheap.
no.
It's open
Does he say
24
anything?
hours.
He's not blending in with the locals. He's
Let's
sitting down.
I could believe that he's not an American black if he opens his mouth and speaks in MLE. Anything other than MLE, and he's faking it.
Yeah.
I don't know what
Didn't say
they're
anything.
doing, but I'm gonna join a party
Well.
if I see it.
That's an American, admittedly, being like, wow.
It's just containers.
Just containers, what, to contain stuff?
Yeah.
We haven't got one of those in England.
That felt real. That one
That
felt
was real. That was
I was
the.
gonna say,
Yeah, 'cause
like,
that-
that was
one
legit.
felt legit, yeah.
I mean,
That's not
'cause that was
marketing
just
a product.
yes.
Because that was just sarcasm.
Yes. That one was legitimate, I think.
Yeah. But they know it's real because the Americans can't fake that. What it is.
It's just a guy who
This
owns a
one's
pair of
real.
bagpipes. Like, he didn't bring the bagpipes with him, for fuck's sake.
You're not British.
No, obviously not. I mean, I can see. Jesus Christ, the freeze frame there at the end.
Oh, that's terrible.
POV, you're British, and,
They should
and
look
you're
at that
being
at the front of
attacked.
the,
I think is what that more is a POV. Fuck.
God.
This was bizarre, though. This was a bizarre little social media campaign where, and it wasn't just this. There were tons of these videos. There was AI slop as well, and it all had. I have an AI slop one because it gets more to the point of what the this messaging was about, because it's clearly an American psyop. This is, again, obviously AI slop, but it gets to the point of why they are doing this. Why are they fucking putting on accents and pretending that they've never seen shit like t-shirts and food before?
I don't want it.
But I thought you loved beans and toast.
No, not anymore.
I just don't understand why we can't have free refills in the UK. It's not like the technology doesn't exist.
Ranch dressing. Do you have it?
Hans, why is everything here in children portion?
It's always been this way.
Mayonnaise, sour cream, buttermilk.
Like, we don't have those, by the way. Like, you can make your own.
Disgusting.
Well, she's describing the ingredients for ranch dressing, by the way.
Is it permissible for me to kill myself live on stream?
I mean, I'd prefer if you didn't, but if you, if you're really feeling the urge,
I'll wait.
I can't stop you.
I'll wait, fine.
Oh, it's only 2 more seconds.
It's fitting that it's coming from a place called American Nightmare.
Yeah.
Well, right.
Cody Rhodes posted this? That's a WWE reference to anybody who knows. Tough crowd.
So I don't. Spoon should have gotten the WWE thing.
Not even I got that reference.
You went too far.
Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare. He's like a 2-time champion now.
Okay.
God. Yeah, he's the son of Dusty Rhodes.
Oh, okay. I am familiar
aware,
with Dusty Rhodes, at least,
but
in name.
Still, it's just no.
Oh, fuck you, Spoon. I thought you were on the level, man.
It's the betrayal.
No, sorry, Harry. It's just that I don't watch wrestling now because it's cringe and it hasn't been decent since
It is really bad. It is really bad now. And Brock Lesnar's retired. They split the matches, if there's even any fucking matches these days. Almost 50-50 between men and women's wrestling, and they try so hard to convince you that the women's wrestling is just as good as the men's wrestling, and then 2 5-foot-tall women who weigh 100 pounds clumsily trip up over themselves for 10 minutes before one of them accidentally gets a pin because the referee counted to 3 when they weren't supposed to. That's literally how bad it is, man. It's so embarrassing.
Good God.
I will
I'm
say
saying it's embarrassing when it's already the gayest sport imaginable.
Yeah, I will say, though, there was a recent lady, Chilean wrestler. She has a corkscrew finisher from the top rope. I will say she makes that look really great because she does. Even I'm not really an ass man, and even I looked at her like, damn, well done to you.
Yeah, dude, there's some female wrestlers who are great. They're just not in the WWE.
Yeah, they're in AEW.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or in Japan, or whatever the fuck. Yeah, even that is, oh god, it's just. If you want to know what the state of wrestling is like, just go into Jim Cornette's channel and just listen to him.
Oh yeah, I've watched plenty of Jim. Do you know who else is good for it? Of all fucking people, Vince Russo. No, Vince Russo has brutal takedowns of the modern state of wrestling. And whatever you want to say about his work in the past, fuck it, he's right. He's right. Him and Stevie Richards and people like that, they're bob on with all this sort of stuff. I'm going to have to say this. Vince McMahon, complete freak, yes. Turns out he was the Harvey Weinstein of WWE.
Really?
We did not know how good we had it before he was gone.
Yeah, Vince is basically it's the same with like bodybuilding. It was like Joe Weider basically ran the show without him. It's just like a pale imitation of it. It really goes back to Carlisle's great man theory. As it is one person that runs the show.
We've gotten to Carlisle from WWE because of course we have.
It's so true. It's so true. Vince McMahon is a great man, not morally, but like in terms of being the figurehead of WWE, the guy running the whole thing, he absolutely was. He was a genius.
For sure.
Yeah. And the same with Joe Weider, who ran the wrestling show, the bodybuilding shows. I mean, Ronnie said when Joe died, he said like no one is ever gonna run bodybuilding like he did. No one cared as much.
No, so true. Like who gives a shit about bodybuilding after Ronnie? Like back in the day, they used to be able to create stars like Schwarzenegger, and now who is that?
Yeah. Yeah, the quality has also gone really, really down because like you can only chase mass for so far, and then they've chased mass, but the quality nowadays, as far as the physique goes, are shit.
I mean, they just
I mean,
look
there's no one
terrible.
that's yeah, exactly. There's no. By the way, that's the reason why classic bodybuilding is gonna take over because at least people like Chris Bumstead looks in shape, and he still looks like a
Yeah.
human being. He still has some proportion, and he's shredded.
One
And
of
he's
my
retired
favorite
as well now.
things is, yeah, one of my well, because otherwise he'd die. One of my favorite things is like there's only so many peptides and exogenous testosterone you can pump into your body before it just gives up. But one of my favorite
Yeah.
things is like clips of Arnold Schwarzenegger in his 50s and 60s standing next to these hulking insulin bubble gut monsters, these freaks, going like, no. Yeah, now give us your vacuum. Go on, show us your vacuum pose. You know, the vacuum where you suck your
Yeah.
gut in as much as possible. And they just can't do it. And
Yeah.
he's like, go on, I know you can do it. Go on. And he starts laughing at them.
Yeah, because it's hideous. You know, I can't even think of any. I saw Hardy Chupin can actually pull off a vacuum. I don't know why. I think he's basically looked at the modern stage and went like, "What's the one thing that everyone else that I can do that they can't?" And it's an insane vacuum in the open. And it's kind of the thing of if you can pull off that, everyone else looks at them and goes, "Well, he's got that," and so because he won, I would say with the vacuum pose, everyone else kind of tries to copy that. I mean, okay, well, Samson Dowd is not going to be able to pull it off, but who's the guy that won recently? Not Samson, the other guy, not and before Hardy.
I don't really pay it. I don't pay much attention to it
But
these days.
I would say, like, of the last 4 people who won it, 3 of them were able to do a vacuum pose. So it is like slightly coming back.
It's getting a bit better. Sorry, just someone in the chat
Yeah.
said Vince making out with Trish Stratus in front of a wheelchair-bound Linda was peak wrestling. Yes, so true. That was classic. Vince McMahon writing a story where he gets to make out with another woman in front of his wife. Peak.
Do you know what's peak wrestling for me? This is gonna say you will know the sound effect by the description. Vince McMahon getting hit with a bedpan by Austin. That
Yes,
sound effect
I
will
know
live with
exactly
me
what you
forever.
mean.
Like, yeah. If you see the clip, oh my god, it's one of the most comical things ever. He
Louis,
just
you're as
starts
lost
bashing
as
with
I
the
am,
foot,
by
just
the
grabs
way.
the bedpan and just
Yeah,
boom.
yeah. I've heard
See,
of wrestling.
Spoon, you and I are the only men of culture in this chat.
Yeah,
Clearly,
exactly.
My
We're dealing
defense,
with-
it was shit.
I'm
when
de
it was my
facto
time.
left out of that, obviously. So you know.
Fair.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't
saying-
actually know how old you are, Blamblas. I'm the age that I was able to
I'm
go when I was.
24.
Oh Jesus Christ! When I was 12, I got to
Yeah.
see Raw in Manchester when they were doing their English tour, their British tours, and I got to see Shawn Michaels versus Chris Jericho in a last man standing match at a Raw. If you know that headline, you could probably even find the episode and see if you can spot 12-year-old me in the crowd. It was awesome.
Zoom enhance. You
God,
can
I lost
find
my
Harry in the
Go
crowd.
looking for 12-year-old boys.
That was been a
Well,
while.
don't do that, probably.
I give you permission as long as it's only me.
Yeah.
Don't get the wrong
I
one
got
now.
to see them. I got to see the
Dude,
I saw a
it's
SmackDown
back when
episode
they
before in
had it for you. Guys, it's back when it was so based. This was 2008, but it was back when they were still based enough that they were allowed to have a tag team that was 2 black guys in do-rags called Crime Time.
I saw them in I think 2006 or 2007. This is when Heidenreich was in there, and you just know because him and Taker had a brief feud. So you just know once. I almost feel sorry for the guy because when his entrance music hit, he got a massive cheer because everyone knew he was fighting the Undertaker, and that's what everyone came to see. So when the lights sort of dimmed and Undertaker came out, I was like, "Holy shit! Undertaker's actually fucking huge in person." And also JBL,
dude's
'cause
like
he was a heel at the
6'10".
time. Yeah, he's absolutely fucking massive. And JBL managed to piss off the entire crowd by insulting rugby, which did not
Yeah,
go over
easy
well.
heat.
But
Easy
yeah,
heat.
great heel, underrated heel, really.
Also, Blam's put in our first Wojak submission for those 2 guys.
Yeah.
Oh my
Spooner.
Spooner did
Oh
this.
my
Oh my god, that's so good. Hang on.
That's really good, actually. But yeah, oh god.
We complain about the.
Oh.
Oh, here we go.
Wait for that to get on stream.
There we go.
What have you done to his eye?
It's art. Yeah, it truly is.
Oh, it's better blown up.
Yeah.
Oh my god. He's having an aneurysm.
He really has. Because he's had a Waffle House
really accurate
cheesesteak
picture, though.
sandwich.
I mean, it's euphoric. What can we say?
In this
It is
moment,
burst
I
a
am
blood
truly
vessel in his brain.
The average European experience at a Waffle House just to have a complete aneurysm, you know, can't. You actually might, considering the amount of sodium, you know.
I was about to say there's like going to be some other,
oh yeah,
some other enhanced overdose.
You might actually.
Whatever.
That guy may have actually been having a stroke. He consumed so much sodium in that Waffle House sandwich. That's one thing too, by the way, that's a major difference between American food and food over here, is that American food is so high in sodium. For a while, I had to use that low salt stuff, just because I was like having a negative reaction to sodium. So you can get that in the US, but all of our stuff is so salty, which is one of the reasons why it's so quote unquote addictive, is that people just like the taste of salt essentially. And then they get so used to eating salt. By the way, makes them retain water. One of the reasons. Now, there's many reasons why Americans are fat, but that's a contributing factor. You know, it's certainly not helping.
Yeah,
portions maybe.
That's the big one.
I mainly subsisted off of water, but I had quite a few Coke Zeros as well, and they were on the side. It just said how much sodium was in them.
Yeah. What? Even in a Coke, there's so much sodium in everything. It's kind of fucking ridiculous.
You're looking at it like, can I sue you if I die?
No, I'm sure there's a
Well,
billion
I'll be
provisions
dead,
in
but
there.
my family might.
Yeah.
Or can someone sue you if I die?
So
Jesus.
that was my only little meme there aside there about this weird shit with the World Cup, because it's all this is.
Well, you
all
kept us going for about an hour.
That's true.
Yeah.
Did we have any other? Because I've got some other stuff regarding UK politics, at least, which is
Nice to know Harry and I can do a stream entirely on wrestling.
I know
and
you
we
guys can do a stream on wrestling.
Oh yeah, we absolutely could, dude.
Good shit.
Bill loves wrestling, by the way, so he'd love to.
Good man. Well, Spoon, just quickly. You mentioned Taker. We talk about how shit the stuff is these days. Taker is now retired. He has a podcast on YouTube where he basically just complains about how bad it is now as well.
I have seen it. His better ones. One I thought was really, really funny is his one with Mark Henry was really good.
I didn't watch that one. I imagine all the like road stories that they have would be great.
Oh yeah, just because he was so freaking angry. And
what about how bad it's got?
No. When he was a wrestler, he said because no one taught him wrestling etiquette, so people would make fun of him all the time. And he said like JBL put him up to it. And he said Owen Hart said to him, the reason why people rib you is because it's really, really funny and it's very entertaining. And he said, but if you have a problem with someone, don't get it. Don't do it in the locker room. It's not going to get resolved. You have to find like when they're by the road. And he took JBL by the bleachers one. He said like, "Stop making fun of me, or I'm going to kill you." That's what he said. And JBL just laughed at him, just like, "What's wrong with you?" And he said, he said like, "Ron's the one who puts me up to the shit. Everyone else likes you. They just like to see you mad." And he went to Ron, and I was like, "Ron, why would you do that?" And he goes, he said, like, "Mark, come on, even you got to admit, it gets funny as hell when you get mad. You can't even put a sentence together." And he was just sort of laughing. So when they sent him to Canada to sort of teach him wrestling etiquette, basically to stop him because he was maybe actually going to kill someone because he was apparently getting very pissed off. But he said,
and he's also incredibly strong.
Yes, he's also terrifying. But it turns out that while everyone was making fun of him, everyone actually really, really liked him. And so when he came back...
Oh, that's nice. He doesn't seem like a bad guy.
Yeah. And he did say that these are really... I won't spoil it for you, but listen to the story that he had with Owen Hart and his mother. Oh, God, it's funny as shit. It's a really good episode. I mean, definitely go watch it.
The only other things I really had for us to discuss, which is, again, I think brings back to the main thesis there, which is Restore cooked, essentially. I think that is the main thesis of the evening. And there's some other stuff like I was listening earlier to that discussion that Connor and Charlie Downs had on Lotus Eaters, and okay, is it just me, or does it seem like after Makerfield there is a lot of it's a general malaise that's fallen over the party a little bit of
everybody got way too excited, way too quickly, underperformed next to expectations, and it's taken the wind out of a lot of people's sails. Some of the base are a lot less enthusiastic now, and if you're talking about that particular video, Connor, Connor's not actually in the party.
No,
but
I know.
He looks just so.
This clip.
Blam, I know you are not a fan of Connor, but Connor is actually like a friend of mine, and I just feel so bad for him because he just looks so down. He looks so done in this video. I don't know what it was. I think it's maybe because he was supposed to be on the podcast with me, and then Carl switched it all around. And it took him by surprise a little bit. Took me a bit by surprise as well. But
he has to speak to Carl.
To be fair, this guy did
instead of me. Yeah, he was just like, he was just thinking like, I just want to talk about comics with Harry.
Far more base. This was, having watched the whole thing, I think this was the most extreme example of the reaction, because he did look a little bit like, I think.
He wanted to die?
Confused, or like he wanted to die at different points in it, but this was by far the worst part of the entire 36 odd minutes that it was this section. And you can see why.
I think this is persuasive. I think Northerners are thinking these terms. And that's why when he said, look, I kept getting this on the doorstep, this is your last chance. Like, if you don't do this and you sell us out, that's it, we'll never vote for Labour again. Well, and I think he genuinely believes it. Well,
it was fascinating because on many of the doors, sure, there were people saying, I'm split between you and Reform and I'm worried about splitting the vote and all the rest of it. But there were also plenty of people who said, I'm split between you and Labour because, they sensed that there was something possibly uniting the two, that there was they represented a similar sort of tendency within the British soul at this moment. And that is a desire for some kind of...
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, that would have been my reaction too.
Oh, he's really
I don't really know what Charlie means by that.
No.
Is there more? Well, there will be more to this clip. Does Carl follow up on that question? Because I'd have followed up on that question and been like, what do you mean there?
Wait a second, I know about where it is.
Right. I'm gonna try and think what he could mean. What he could mean is that Labour appeals to a particular part of the English heartland, and maybe he's saying that Restore does as well. That's the best I can come up with.
I know about where it's at because I made note that in the first 10 minutes, Carl managed to bring up 4chan green texts and Pokemon. So I believe it's somewhere. It's somewhere past like the 7-minute mark, because that's when I messaged you guys saying that. So it's somewhere around here. I'll just let it play for a bit.
A lot of them genuinely feel a nostalgia for a time when the Labour Party was genuinely on their side, right? When they felt the Labour Party was their party.
I think this is right in the same area.
The Labour Party to give them a good deal out of things. And so I think the scale of Andy Burnham's win came as a surprise to everyone. But in retrospect, if you look at the campaign that he'd run and what he was offering, again, very like a return to tradition campaign, actually it's not surprising that he won, because he was running the right-wing campaign that Farage is...
There's your answer. There's your answer.
Did Carl say the scale is surprising, but also it's not surprising? Which is it, Carl?
Well,
Yes is the answer. But I believe that's the answer to your question as well, which is, what do you mean by Labour and Restore are attracting the same people who are looking for the same things?
Also, I don't think he was running the right-wing campaign. I think he was running the Starmer is destroying the Labour Party, let's get Starmer out campaign.
Yes.
Despite the fact that the problem is the party and its apparatus and the government apparatus and the civil service and NGOs in general. But people don't know that because people are voters are retarded.
By the way, if you voted for Burnham, is that not actually what you have already gotten by getting Starmer out immediately? Like, for example, again, I don't want to dunk on Connor too much, obviously.
Well, this was the mea culpa that Farage threw out, which was that we were campaigning on get Starmer out, and Labour chose to get Starmer out. So there you go. We kind of succeeded anyway.
I mean, there it is, right? Many voted Labour to get rid of Keir Starmer, and by that, metric, they won. They got exactly what they wanted, which is Starmer's gone, and they got it immediately. How often does that ever happen in electoral politics? You not only get the person you voted for coming into office, but the ultimate goal is achieved before they even take it. Well, I guess he'd been sworn in maybe by the time Starmer resigned. I don't know exactly the timeline of events there, which happened first, but it was basically instantaneous. So people who voted for Burnham got exactly what they wanted because he ran on get Starmer out, and now he's out. So for these people, it must seem like electoral politics works very well, I would imagine, right? But
well, they've certainly been given the illusion of it, yeah.
Of course, it's an illusion, but it certainly would look to those people. Why wouldn't they continue to vote that way?
They have been told that they have power in this election, and they've got the result.
They got the result. Which I mean, I don't know. Do you want to watch Starmer's resignation speech? I mean, I've certainly seen it.
Oh my god, I watched it like 5 times on the AA stream today.
Oh, we don't have to.
We can do it again though.
Why not?
Hey, AA was very complimentary towards me, so I think that means you've got to rerun it one more time.
All right, one more time. I mean, I don't know. Here it is. Like, what people were mostly talking about is like, oh, he teared up, he cried. Oh, the liberal left, he cried.
Can someone please teach him how to talk?
I don't know
why. Because he keeps doing this thing where every sentence ends like this, where all I talk about is Britain and how much I have done. Every sentence is like that.
Oh yeah.
It's so.
Well, I would like to get vocal transplants for every British politician because, frankly, they all have awful voices. Keir Starmer has a weird, nasally glottal stop voice. Ed Miliband has the same voice. Even David Lammy, who isn't. Yeah, even David Lammy, who isn't British, sounds like he's got a blocked nose 24/7. Somebody hand out tissues to Parliament. God knows that they need them.
What is that? What is that weird?
Are they snorting the same drugs?
Well,
isn't
if you do cocaine, doesn't that like clog up your nose?
I wouldn't know.
I mean, I don't know either. I've never snorted cocaine, but that's what I've heard.
Last year, wasn't there that clip on a train of like Starmer meeting with Maloney and Macron, and it looked like they were racking up lines of coke?
I remember that. Yeah.
Was he doing that with the Ukrainian rent boys? I mean, that's Russian propaganda.
There
Never
was
mind,
definitely a
excuse
picture
me.
of
it was Macron.
Yeah, there was. I think. I think it was Macron. It was Macron. The fucking rat weasel from Ukraine and
Zelensky.
I think it was the German chancellor at the time. I think.
Oh, what, Schultz?
Was it Schultz?
Yeah.
Well, the one before. I can't. I don't remember what.
Well, it wasn't Merkel, was it? It wouldn't have been Merkel.
No.
No, it wouldn't have been Merkel.
There was. I could swear there was somebody.
She strikes me as more of an MDA type gal.
Oh my god. Oh god.
Fuck. I mean,
She strikes as the kind of person who would rather jump off a cliff than have sex.
Well, I would rather she also jump off a cliff than do that because the idea of it is horrific and nightmare fuel.
And also it shows you that women will lead a nation to fucking ruin.
Well, that's again like what I said about Rebecca Shepherd. It's just that everybody knows that. That's why it was never her turn in the U.S., for example, and never will be most likely.
I think sane people know that, but there's not many of them.
Although, of course, there have been female PMs. It does people well.
And how well did they do?
How well they do?
Let's see, we
How'd
had
that go?
Thatcher went so great.
Well,
I'm from around Manchester, so people I know love Thatcher.
Yes.
Theresa May, great job. Liz Truss, 49 days.
49 days went great. I mean, you've got Thatcher essentially, like as the one example someone could potentially point to. In error of saying there's positives there.
Well, at least she won
Queen
the
Victoria.
Falklands, but that was it.
Yeah.
At least Queen Victoria said you should beat feminists.
Well, yeah, that was based, but she was queen. She wasn't an elected official, so you can
Yeah, that's why she's better.
occasionally say based things. Anyway, here's is the resignation speech, I suppose, right?
She's running the money about feminism as well, by the way.
Of course. I would say there was a lot of, I saw a lot of posting about it of, oh, you know, he's crying, weak, you know, liberal. And I really think, particularly people from outside the UK, have a very jubilant position on Starmer resigning without understanding that the stabilizing force that he was.
They don't fucking know anything.
No, I don't think they do. And they just think, oh, lefty resigning, therefore good, therefore we win, right? Without having any idea of how that's not at all the case.
Well, AA had someone on his thing earlier saying this is patriots have achieved this.
Yeah,
yeah,
was it Steve Turley?
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
the truest MAGA patriot there ever was.
Yeah,
I will say it's quite fascinating because he talks about being a Christian and yet he lies through his fucking teeth every time he opens his mouth, and it's like, dude, like, do you not have like no conscience, like at all?
He's a robot.
No,
man.
none. No, he's very jovial. He's very like American salesmanship like kind of attitude. But my God,
I do miss talking Turley.
Yeah. Oh, the intro with him is fucking great. I will say that.
With Chris's intro, talking Turley.
Yeah. That's quality shit.
Walking up this street 2 years ago was the proudest moment of my life.
Mm-hmm.
A new Labour government, the first in 14 years. A paid.
See what I mean? Everything ends downwards.
Well, by the way, that's another thing that, like, when I see Americans comment on this, I don't know if it's all Americans, of being like, oh, finally got those leftoids out of power, and it's like, yeah, this was the first Labour government in 14 years. Did you forget that? Well, you didn't know that, of course. It's been the Conservatives who've been responsible for this shit.
In our country's history, turned after years of disappointment and despair. The chance to change the lives of millions of people for the better. That's what I came into politics.
I mean, it's honestly, it is so boring because it's Starmer, but he does tear up. He does tear up.
Was not easy. 6 years ago, I inherited a Labour Party that was politically, financially, and morally bankrupt.
Well,
I was told
still are.
Yeah, that's not changed.
Time again, that my party was finished, that we were consigned to history, that a majority.
See, I mean, I don't know if they are. I don't know if they are. I mean, clearly the Conservatives are, but they've just rebranded. So,
also, by the way, this is something that drives me fucking insane. Whenever anyone resigns or when everyone is let off in a company, there's always this thing of, oh, look at how great everyone's done. Like when there's a whole bunch of people that get fired.
Well, they
like
have
this
to.
dumbass right now. Yeah, but it's so fake and everyone knows it's bullshit. It's not keeping up appearances. It's you lying through your fucking teeth to save face. And I hate that fakeness. It pisses me off.
He's been forced to resign because of the
all of these accomplishments.
Circumstances.
If the accomplishments were good, it could carry you. Wouldn't be fucking resigning, you spastic git.
What you're elaborating on is that politicians lie.
Yeah, which is
Yes,
astonishing.
it's fake.
It is a
Morris
new discovery.
It's not even a politician thing. It's that like business does that as well. I remember screaming at my screen when, but actually I was kind of laughing because it was Fuentes who pointed this out, and I was agreeing with him. Is the Daily Wire when they were laying off a whole bunch of people, they were laying off like 35 to 50% of their workforce, whatever. And it's that cliche speed of, oh look, all of these people have these people have been valuable assets in turning the Daily Wire into what it is today, as they're letting off 35% of their workforce. It's like, do you realize how fucking tone deaf that sounds? It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Not valuable enough.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, it's such a retarded thing to say out loud. No wonder you fucking let go, because you're clearly run by retards. Anyway,
Didn't we hear former Ukrainian toy boys burned down his house down? No, his car, wasn't it?
I thought they firebombed his front door, didn't they?
Yes, that was it then.
Yeah.
Right. And I think his car too. But yeah.
And because the question that everybody had is like, why do all of these people know his personal home address?
Right? Yeah, how'd you get that? Bizarre.
And how did you get access to it?
Look, that was all Russian disinformation. None of that happened. It wasn't real. It didn't. I mean, it happened, but it didn't because Russia.
Oh, good. It's Pelosi's husband's affair all over again.
Oh, right. Hammer time.
Oh God, yeah.
Let alone a landslide
that was fun, kid.
was impossible. But we proved those people wrong. Because we changed our
As you're
path,
resigning.
ripping out the poison of anti-Semitism.
Oh my God! You have to make sure you get first. It is his
Like,
first
instantly
thing.
just,
It is his first point of what his government has done, or at least what he's done to labor to improve it. Is number one, root out anti-Semitism.
I will say it hasn't endeared you enough for them to keep you in power.
What? No, I mean no. Like the far leftoids now
That's actually
are openly
Well, he
anti-Semitic because they're
he-
openly anti-Israel. So like that is a clear point of contention with those on the far left, the people who vote for the Greens. You know.
Yeah.
But also, Starmer kept us out of Iran, so like
He
there are
did.
other interests.
Yeah,
Let's
that's
happy
actually a
with
good
that.
thing.
A win for the Kier, yeah, indeed. He did keep the UK out of Iran, which I praised him for at the time.
One of many wins. Let's be honest here,
It is.
guys.
It is actually one of many. I mean, I said at the time when the Iran war started, I said like if it had been Nigel Farage, absolutely the UK would have gone to war alongside the US and Israel. It would. That's unquestionable.
I think we had you wrong here. We didn't know your game.
No, we weren't. You just weren't familiar with it.
Yeah.
Trust on the economy, defence and national security, and becoming a party that once again stood proudly with, not against, our national flag.
Oh, what a bunch of bullshit there, though. Whatever. Well, I guess
I will say when he hits a sour note, it's really a fucking
well, no,
massive
but
face
the flaggetry stuff though was quite gay, to be fair. It was quite cringe.
Pretty much my reaction to whenever, yeah, it's like, I'd make it stop. It's just
hard work of change.
It's like, look, I'm doing something. I'm going to expend all my political energy in this one place so that I can feel like I've done something and I've contributed positively.
Yeah, your
to any kind
political
of change.
career would increase immensely if you just learned not to talk like a fucking spastic robot. Seriously.
That's impossible. You're
I would say one of
literally
his biggest
asking him
problems
to be a
is-
different person, Spoon.
But can you not talk like a normal human being?
He's
Like, alter your programming, for God's sakes.
He's a human rights attorney or whatever, isn't he? Like, that's where the background he comes from. So yeah, he talks in very legalistic speech.
But he sounds like, oh, God, he's fucking boring as shit.
Just keep playing it.
Not power for power's sake, but to change Britain for the better. To build a fairer country.
Are you okay? What
yeah,
happened?
sorry, I was just overwhelmed by the bullshit of what he just said.
Sorry.
Oh.
A little bit too much for you. Sorry, I'll try to do it in smaller
Yeah,
doses.
a little bit.
I mean, like, it's all a bunch of bullshit. I don't know, to me, it just washes off me like water off a duck's back. It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say a bunch of bullshit.
With dignity and respect, where everyone is seen, everyone is valued.
You know, till you get thrown in jail for social media posts, but sure.
Health and opportunity for all, not just the
Which you can
privileged.
say, at least, the Starmer government did ramp up to a certain extent, which was the, imprisoning of people over social media crap. There was a lot of that. But other than that, yeah, sorry I didn't recognize your game, Kier, in many ways.
And look at what we've achieved in just 2 years.
Charming.
An economy
All right.
that is stronger, growing faster than our peers.
I will
Wages
say one
rising-
thing.
That's not saying much.
What a guy in my server, Droog Master General, pointed out that in the film Clockwork Orange, they have the same song playing, "Ode to Joy," as
Yeah.
the song that really messes up the main character. So it is
Oh.
quite key though that this is the song playing as Starmer's resigning, and also Spoon is dying at the same time.
Yeah.
Right.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it
Although
all
I'm die on stream for this
all coming
shit.
together now, huh?
Yeah.
It's like pottery, it rhymes.
faster than
Yeah,
inflation in
kill me
every
now.
single month since we came to power. Investment secured, infrastructure being built,
Where? Okay.
an end to
Yeah, good question.
austerity, with the fastest fall in NHS waiting lists for 17 years. The biggest
Doesn't
improvement
say
in
tell us
rights for
much.
No, I mean, it's going to be that way because it's post-COVID.
The biggest improvements
That-
for
that-
workers' rights
Well,
ever.
that's a just classic government lie is, oh, it's gone down the most in the past 17 years. Well, when you're comparing it to the years prior, which were COVID, yes, duh. However, you can use that. And again, Burnham will probably take all these achievements and attribute them to himself. If he's smart, he should.
Workers and
I think he's
renters
going to.
in a generation. The biggest uplift in
He would be very stupid not to take the near net zero migration as a positive, particularly considering his base. He should do that.
defense spending since the Cold War. Small boat crossings falling. Asylum hotels closing. Protecting young people from social media. And
It's like his
500,000
only actual achievement. And
Yes,
It's
his
like 5
o-
seconds of the speech.
Right, is the social media stuff.
No, the
And the
both
migration.
channel crossings going down and the
Channel-
asylum
yes.
hotels closing. Although, of course, he's shifting it to HMOs and other bollocks.
Well,
but
right, like the hotels are closing so they can move them into your
it's like,
neighborhood.
It's like the one
right?
thing the public really care about is the migration, and it's like 4 seconds of his resignation speech.
Well, right, but I mean, the boats are a non-issue for the most part. So that's always something that they can talk about. It's boats. In terms of the total number of migrants, that's completely
Boats are
irrelevant.
always just a release valve.
Yes.
Oh, of
and then
course, yes.
2, yeah, they've been moved out of the migrant hotels and into a neighborhood near you. So that's, I don't know, I think arguably quite worse. I guess they're not all
my
concentrated.
grandmother went to some kind of planning meeting in the town, and was came back excited to tell me that they're going to have more social housing, and I'm like, this is just going to be Pakistani.
No,
Yes.
That's not. That's the exact opposite of what you want.
Yes, it's like, but that surely they're vulnerable
For
poor
young
people. It's
families
like,
or whatever, yeah.
No.
Nope.
Oh no.
Nope.
children being lifted out of poverty because of the choices that I made.
Good for you,
Our
Kier.
reputation in the world restored, with Britain
Is
once
it?
again.
You know what? Just in
What?
terms of the Iran
What does that
thing, a
mean?
little bit. A little bit. One.
I mean, if the
notch
rest
up.
of the world is against America, then yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's fair.
suppose
That's
so.
fair. I
There you
mean,
go.
what was it that Spanish guy who did an amnesty of 500,000 illegals managed
Yes.
to still be positive up in the polls because he stood up against Trump?
Yes. You can do
So
terrible
actually being
shit for your country.
being anti-American can go a huge way.
Yes, you can.
Again, standing up for decency, respect, and the rule of law, securing trade deals, standing with Ukraine.
Oh. Standing with Ukraine.
Fuck you.
And your rent boys, huh? Indeed.
Standing up for our values and rebuilding our relationship with our allies in Europe. Change promised by a Labour government. Change fought for by a Labour government. Change delivered by a Labour government. But I know the question being asked now is not who was best placed to change the Labour Party, to take us into power, and to begin the vital work of improving lives for millions of people. Those questions have been answered. The question my party is asking now is whether I am best placed to lead us into the next general election.
Clearly they don't want you to.
I have
So
heard the answer
Yeah, the
Yep.
answer's
of
no.
my parliamentary party to that question.
I wish he'd held out though, just for the meme.
And I accept that answer with good grace. Every decision I've taken has been about putting the country I love first. That is why I will resign as leader of the Labour Party.
Is better with you in there?
Hmm?
No, I'm just wondering because you just said the country I love.
Well,
It sure as hell isn't. Mhm.
Again, the funny thing is that according to his speech up to now, he's had nothing but a pure glowing track record. So why are you
Yeah.
leaving?
Yeah, good.
Yeah,
well,
exactly.
From what
Why
That's what I
he
said.
said is that
hate you
he's
so
basically
much?
being pressured by the party to leave, which is true. I'm sure, obviously. But that's really the only thing he said, is because that's the wishes of the party.
I wish one politician would come out, not give a strong speech, but actually gave a real assessment of the reality behind the
Yeah,
scenes.
just go. Just go, I've been doing great, guys, but this person, this person, this person, and this person have immediately stabbed me in the back for this reason, this reason, this reason, and they're all doing it under the auspices of these particular vested interests. Here's who's funding the whole deal. That would be nice, but obviously then you wouldn't be able to get to ride off into the sunset and take in some cushy bureaucratic job in some kind of like fake department in like some AI company or something.
Which I'm sure he will do.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it would be incredibly
Nick
base for him
Clegg
to do
ending
that.
up in Facebook.
Oh, yes, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ladies and gentlemen, I would have
exactly.
liked to have done more things, but I'm surrounded by cunts who are just trying to fuck me on a daily basis. Fuck all of them. Everyone in Westminster should die.
And by the
Just
way,
like say that.
so-and-so's a
Yes.
nonce. Just drop that.
No, I think it'd be better off saying like
list
who
all of the
isn't a nonce.
and then just drop the microphone and leave.
I mean, fuck it. Prime ministers should get like a dossier on people.
Yes.
It's like, you want me out? This
fine.
information's coming out too.
I mean, that would be incredibly base if he'd done that, but it is still at the end of the day.
It's like someone who plays
Charmer.
Crusader Kings and they've just got like a whole bunch of hooks on people.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure he does, but again, if you want to go get a nice, cushy bureaucrat job post facto, you can't do anything
Working
based.
for the EU or something, probably.
I'm sure.
To His Majesty the King this morning to inform him of my decision. I will ask the National Executive Committee of the Labour Party to set out a timetable with nominations opening on the 9th of July and completed by the summer recess.
I mean, it's Burnham.
In the case of a contest, this will ensure a new leader is in place before Parliament returns in September. I will remain in post as Prime Minister until the contest is complete. And I will do everything
I mean, like, who else would it possibly be? It's obviously Burnham, but I mean, I don't even know who else they would. Who's even going to?
Are we really
run?
so willing to discount Ed Miliband already?
Wait a minute. Good point. Never mind.
Was Ed
think they should just
Miliband the one whose career was ended because of a sandwich?
Yes.
Yes.
Among
Bacon,
many.
Bacon Buddy, yeah.
And
It's
also
how he
having a
ate it.
stupid voice.
And he does have a stupid voice. But yes. It
Mm.
was.
I think they should just
he made the mistake of eating
politics.
made the mistake of eating a bacon
Absolute
sandwich.
wank.
When cameras are around, you keep your mouth shut.
Yes.
Yes.
It is quite
That's
good.
that weird
all
sprog they
politicians.
had. What was the youngest MP? And it was like some very weird looking Labour guy. Let me get the image up for you.
They should get in the Tory troon. The Tory cross-dresser.
They should get this alien guy.
Oh my god, yes, they should get fucking Jimmy Neutron to
Oh,
yeah. Remember Jimmy Neutron?
you mean no? It's Jakob.
It is Yakub. Yes.
We need to get Jakob in.
This is the politics.
This is the future.
I like the way
face
the blue
of the
spotlight
Labour
makes him
Party.
look like he has an
There you
earring.
go. It does a little
Yeah.
bit. Yeah.
My God.
I mean, just imagine the kind of brain power that he's got working under that hood there. Come on.
Incalculable, honestly.
It's like Eddie Izzard made Jimmy Neutron.
He's like a Doctor Who villain.
Yeah.
It's just
hell.
Brainiac, I guess.
Yeah.
Good God, what's
God, his
is-
mother must have died giving birth to him.
I mean, rest in peace, you know?
Or peace is in her fucking case.
Yeah.
Oof.
They should just drop the pretense and just crown Blair King of Labour. Just like I think when we
Why
talk
not?
about how like short term the political memory is, I think at this point like a significant portion of the population would actually like cheer Blair coming back in because it's the last
Probably.
time they remember this country not being in
Yes.
constant crisis.
It would be like that's a figure that I know that when things were better, when things were more consistent, I believe that he is consistent. If honestly, I think people would vote for Blair because they associate him with a time of stability. As insane as that is.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
who would you vote for, Tony Blair or this guy?
All the worst things.
If you had a choice.
Probably him because his brain is bigger than Blair's.
Well, like, yeah, he does have a big brain. That can't be contested. I mean, good lord.
Has a hell of a
You
cranium.
know, maybe
Fucking
we
hell.
should take a shot on this guy. Yeah.
But you know,
why not?
he's
I
Mega
just
Mind.
realized he would have He looks like Stewie from Family
He
Guy.
looks like he could blow up Netanyahu's head.
At the
Just
end
by
of the
looking at
day,
him.
His mind.
at the end of the day, Megamind, you know, he was a good guy. He was just misunderstood. He didn't understand he wanted to be the hero. Maybe this guy is the true hero that the city needs. Shit.
I mean, it can't be anyone worse than anyone else.
You know what? That's also true. It can't be. Can it be any worse? Okay.
I mean, the Starmer can be in.
Things can only get better, right?
Yeah.
Right?
I mean,
Question
so
mark?
the fucking Starmer. Jesus Christ.
To ensure an orderly handover of power. I will also give my successor my full and unequivocal support, knowing that they will inherit a Britain
Yeah, for all the
that is
fucking good
far
that will
stronger
do.
and fairer than the one I inherited 2 years ago.
Sure thing.
Better prepared for the
I
challenge
don't want your support, thanks, Keir.
Nope.
and better able to ensure the Labour Party secures a second term in office. I want to thank...
How many PMs has it been in 15 years? It's like a ridiculous number. I don't remember the exact number of people.
I think
it's been.
8?
Is it that?
8, I think.
Okay.
8 or 7, I think. Could be wrong.
I mean, again, Liz Truss stands out.
Who was it? It was well, if you're including Clegg and Cameron.
Yes.
Theresa May.
Boris
Liz
Johnson.
Truss. Right, Boris Johnson. Liz Truss.
There's 5 already.
Rishi Sunak.
Rishi Sunak,
Sunak,
like
yes.
6. Starmer, so 7.
Yeah. I think it is
Yeah.
7. Fuck.
friends and colleagues who have been at my side for these past 6 years or so, for their incredible commitment, service and support. I want to thank the brilliant Number 10 staff and our country's extraordinary civil service.
I mean, it's just
who
typical
dedicate
kind
their
of bullshit
lives
at this point,
to
but
public
what do you
service.
expect from Starmer? That is who he was. That's
And when I leave
he's
the
the
biggest job in the
status
country,
quo guy.
I shall spend more time on the most important job, being the best husband I can to my fantastic wife.
Oh, okay. Well, you may, call off those
Not the rent
then.
boys.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
Who has been a rock by my side through good times and bad.
I'm sorry. I don't believe he actually is capable of crying. I don't believe he's actually capable of proper human emotions.
I disagree.
You think this is real? You think he actually cried?
Yes, because he's losing power.
What, like
I
he's
think
not
he's
plugged
genuinely
in?
pissed off about that.
Is that what you mean? You think he's powering
Yeah.
down? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I
Got
think he's
defeated
genuinely
and
upset
it
about
caused
that.
the lightning storm. Like,
Right?
come on
Yes.
now.
Yeah.
There was so much
true,
more
actually.
electricity.
That was a hell of a sign.
It
Yeah.
is actually too.
So I think that I think is real.
Maybe.
And being the best dad I can to my beautiful children, who are my pride and my joy. Thank you very much.
I feel sorry for them.
What? Because he's their
How did
dad?
you even get a woman pregnant when you're a fucking robot?
Well, they've already got those kinds of machines.
I feel like that's a fair question.
You know what I mean?
The artificial insemination machine. Yeah.
Please, Spoon, don't try.
Fully functional.
I have a very visual imagination. Don't say such things. I don't want to imagine Starmer trying anything like that.
It
I
is
didn't
really
actually-
terrible.
God damn it.
I brought this me up earlier. About,
Can you imagine him?
Reminds me of
Can
a
you
Sleep
imagine him
Monster
trying to
episode.
Sorry, can you imagine him like when he was younger, trying to put the moves on some of the girls down at the local pub or something?
No,
I would have liked to have seen him. It would
I
have been
would have
funny.
liked to have seen it as well, just to
Yeah,
witness.
to be a fly on the
Like
wall.
a documentary, Yes, yeah, like you're filming like a wildlife documentary, and just be like, see what happens in the mating ritual of
Do you reckon?
the
Do you reckon
Starmer in
he
his
just
natural
walks up to them at
habitat.
the bar? Do you reckon he walks up to them at the bar and asks them, "Would you like to be hit with the full force of the law?"
Irresistible.
Oh.
I did pull this. I did pull this up earlier, but I didn't play the audio. So here we go. Here's the farewell to Keir.
He called us orcs and goons.
I think I can play it. Whatever.
Mr. Speaker, I am a gooner, and so, as usual...
You're gonna goon so much, you may even get tired of gooning.
Fuck off. 6-7.
No, I don't think Britain is ungovernable.
Holy fuck. Yeah, the hell?
If you don't like the changes that we've made, I say the door is open and you can leave.
Farewell.
He came out with some proper good Kino moments.
That was
that. It's like the one that goes, "You are the enemy of national renewal." That was the one where we did the
Yes.
Oh god, what was it? Island of Strangers speech.
Yes, the Island of
edits
Strangers
that.
speech. Yes, right. I mean,
He was good.
There were some good
didn't
cute
realize
moments.
what we had.
I know. We Starmer Bros. It's so over.
Yeah, stormtroopers are in full retreat now.
Nope.
The dream is
One of my
dead.
channel members is called Sir Keir Stormtrooper. I need to do a welfare check on him.
Oh no!
Yeah.
I hope he's all
Like
right.
in there, buddy.
Honestly, I had to do a welfare check on Rory, the Office editor, when Starmer retired, because also Rory had a massive like Rory really fancied Angela Rayner as well. So this is like a 1-2 punch for him. really.
What? Please tell me you made fun of him for that.
Rory wasn't looking at her face.
Okay. Well,
Oh.
Still,
what was he looking at? Oh my god. That was the main.
You can all figure out from there, and we did make fun of him. Don't worry.
Well, as long as he's
Good.
been properly mocked for that, because fuck, man.
It's fucking horrifying.
That was the main bunch of stuff that I had. That way I don't keep you guys too long into the evening. I guess if we just have any closing thoughts on whether or not is it all Lowe-Ver, yes or no. I don't really. I mean, I don't know. This has been a series for the last 5 months at this point of missteps, and I'm not sure where exactly they pick back up from it. It has been a series of missteps. I don't know. What do you all think about the future for Restore?
I think there was a lot of hype at the beginning. A lot of people got in over their heads projecting politics onto Rupert Lowe that he never really had.
Yes.
I think the party itself has a lot of structural issues, a lot of disorganization, and a lot of incompetence. I think the burden is still very much on the fans of Restore to say why they think that the electoral politic route is going to work, and I'm not convinced by it at all. You know, I've done a lot of videos on them, reviewing the news around them, reviewing their policy
Only
papers.
a couple, really.
Yeah, too many, and I'm tired of it. Well, I have got one more.
How tired of
Liar.
really?
It's good views.
Listen, I can quit anytime I want. I can quit. I've not got a problem. You've got a problem.
Restore. I don't know. I wish I knew how to quit you.
I do genuinely want to move on, but like, it's like I'll plug myself a bit. Go look at my Restore Britain playlist. It's bad. It's really bad.
I do also highly recommend that. Go check out Blamblas playlist on that, because they are.
Cheers.
Well, no, like you have consistently had very good critiques of problems with Restore that were, to be fair,
harsh critiques,
pretty
and I
much
got a lot
immediately
of shit for them, but I do feel entirely vindicated. But mucking up the grooming gang report, incompetence in the energy report, like mentioning random stuff like fertility rates, having Scott Benton. I mean, that's a bit of a big issue.
Yes.
People said he was a minor character. Actually, no, he was running the Makerfield campaign. And then just Rupert Lowe himself, former city banker, hopeless boomer, ties to the regime. You know, even in the best case scenario, it's quite clear that Rupert Lowe's useless and the Zoomers have failed to steer the party in the right direction. So for me, it's always been Lowe-Ver, but it's become increasingly obvious that, it's just cooked.
And by the way, I said this in the beginning, but I'll reiterate. I think the reality is that none of us want this to fail inherently, because we.
Oh, of course.
Nobody wants.
I'd love to have a party succeed and actually bring about change in a right-wing direction. My criticism is not that I don't want it to happen; it's that it won't happen. It can't happen. It won't be allowed to happen.
No, and again, they have been comparing, of course, all the Makerfield results to the BNP, and I do see some similarities there to the BNP, in that, again, you have well-intentioned people who mean well and get essentially subverted in some senses into appealing towards a broader mass appeal sort of thing. And yeah, still, I mean, if the BNP were still around, that might be a more viable option, I guess. But people are looking for an option, and they saw an option in Lowe. I did too. I was very hopeful when he first announced his campaign. And then immediately it did get kind of taken over by these base Zoomers who don't know what they're doing and have made some significant errors and continue to make significant errors. That, I mean, if you're going to play electoral politics, you do have to play the game a little bit seriously and not just play it with the social media shit. Because as much as that's been the criticism the whole time from Reform in particular, which is that, oh, it's all just social media, it's all just online, that's been proven out to be somewhat accurate, right?
Yeah. Even Reactionary Reading Law, who is personal friends with a number of the Zoomers involved, said that they're in over their heads with this issue. They should make better use of the network that they have, take more time to do things, get professional help.
Yes. Yes.
Paid professional.
Bring on people who aren't just other Zoomer social media people,
Yeah. It's a shame that it has to be like this, but I'm just saying it as I see it, basically.
Let's say that they do all this, though. They bring on a bunch of people who are actual professionals, who aren't just, Zoomer social media folks, and actually try to get things done and switch to become more serious. Do you think there's a way back from this initial kind of embarrassment?
Sure, if they did all the right things from now on, the party went in the right direction. I don't ultimately believe in the route to power through electoral politics, but there is a lot that the party could do. They still have a large network of people willing to support them. A lot of trust has been burned, but they could build that back, and they could put the network to use in other things, building industry, like parallel economy, all the stuff like this. So yeah, the party could still be viable if the right decisions were made. But the burden is on them very much at this point to prove that they can and will do that, rather than us just hoping and coping that it will happen.
Yeah, it is the problem with it's a lot of hope and cope, and that is the issue. And by the way, the whole problem in Makerfield was that it was a lot of copium and hopium, well, post facto copium, previously hopium. That blowing up those numbers like that makes the results look catastrophic. They weren't catastrophic, but because of the hopium, it looks so because you told people it was going to be such a, much broader spread of the vote share. That kind of stuff is not helpful. It makes you look unserious, and it just doesn't, it's not useful. I don't know. Spoon Harry, do you have any opinions on what's the future of Restore?
Well, I'll carry on supporting my friends within the party. I hope to see them improve in the future, but that's mainly just a hope. It's nothing actionable. There's a lot of problems that need to be resolved, and also, frankly, on the media side of it, which, again, we in Lotus Eaters have been very guilty of as well. I think there needs to be less hopium coming from our side and more actual criticisms and constructive feedback if there's going to be any changes. But ultimately, just bigging up the 20% plus number is just embarrassing, because now it means that we can just get that clip sent to us.
Yes.
Ad nauseum,
it's that clip
associating
of Dan
ourselves
over and over, yes.
so heavily with that, and then bigging up all of the internal polling without taking a realistic look at it does tarnish us, which is not great for me because I don't want to be tarnished by association with it either. They need to figure out all of this party info, which faction is in charge, so we can know what's actually going in the future. And frankly, first and foremost, they need to figure out what kind of party they are, and that is partly the factional fighting that goes on inside, but it's also just messaging. It's also just who does what. It's Is Rupert Lowe's messaging on the Twitter account the official party line? Is it Harrison's Twitter account? Is it Charlie's public appearances on LBC? Is it Rupert's appearances in public? Because anytime any individual person in Restore says anything publicly, it seems like the entire rest of the party goes into damage control to try and fix whatever has been said.
It's
That
happened
is
every time. It's so consistent.
every single time. And that's not even just counting the fact that there's loads of reform shills on Twitter who are going to try and maliciously take everything out of context. That's within its own context. It also seems that everybody has a different idea and everybody's damage controlling everybody else's. That needs to get sorted out, or you are not a serious party. You also need to decouple from the reform rivalry. You need to come across like you are a standalone party that has your own merits and your own proper vision for the future. Otherwise, why would anybody support you? Why would anybody care about you? If Farage leans into it as well.
Let him keep doing it, because he brings up Rupert all the time. Let him keep doing it, and he'll look deranged.
If you both keep doing it, then it just gives room for the Tories to say, look at them bickering, they don't care about this country, they don't care about governance. They're not serious. Come back to us and we can right this ship, etc., etc., etc. There are lots and lots of problems that need resolving. Will they get resolved? Again, I'm going to, try and support my friends within the party, and I hope that they can be. But beyond that, people need to manage their expectations. People need to not get caught up in online hype, and people need to get outside of their online bubbles. And that's what I'll say to that.
Yeah, I agree with almost everything you said there. Particularly in that, I also agree. Like, I know plenty of people who are involved in this as well, and I support them absolutely. That's why I want them to do better. That's why I want them to win. That's why I want them to pull this, pull this stuff together and get the ship upright. Because, and I do think that if they did, they could potentially, have positive results going forward. But right now, it's not looking right, and a big reason for that is mismanagement. And it's mismanagement between, like, there seems to be no cohesive message. It's, as you said, every time one person or another makes a statement, then another person comes out and seems to, like, contradict it. It seems schizophrenic. It seems disorganized. On multiple levels, it seems disorganized. They need to start treating it much more seriously, and not like a social media campaign, and more like a actual political campaign. And that also does mean decoupling from reform entirely. Let Nigel talk shit all he wants. Don't respond. I mean, I absolutely understand Rupert's reasons for
to someone in the chat saying, to someone in the chat saying that I'm engaging in copium, I'm literally just saying that I have friends in the party and I'm going to continue to support them.
Yeah, no, I agree, but I agree with you. I'm in the same position.
That's not really cope. That's me just trying not to be a dick to my friends. Come on.
Exactly. I mean, I'm in the same position, and I agree with you. You don't actually lose friends over politics, over really this kind of stuff. I mean, it's resolvable. You don't want to lose friends over that. That being said, I'm disconcerted and worried about it. Spoon, do you have any closing thoughts on the future of Restore? Is it all over?
Get rid of the boomers.
What?
That's your solution to everything.
Did you say kill whole boomers or something?
I said get rid of them. I didn't say massacre. Well, I think time will take care of that. I'm not saying.
Well, yeah. I mean, like, you just wait. However, it is a long wait. Like, any time now would be excellent, but
you could just cut off their pensions.
But you are going to get this with boomers, and it was inevitable, or to be expected. Maybe not inevitable, but to be expected of Lowe.
From voting, we could just say, like, yeah, we're just not gonna bother these people anymore.
One last thing about Lowe denouncing
the time of the boomer is over. The time of the millennial has come.
Of him denouncing the ethno-nats, one last point, I guess, on that is that, yes, it's probably a product of him being a boomer and those kinds of things. But I also do wonder if he's being pressured to say, like, no, if you want to run a national level campaign, you do have to denounce the radical elements. You have to do that. Because that has happened consistently. It always ends up happening whenever a proper right-wing party anywhere ends up going more mainstream. The first thing they do is denounce all of the far-right ethno-nationalist support. And it's because, well, you obviously can't not denounce those people. like I said, Rupert's been asked that every interview is, do you denounce people like Steve Laws? He gets asked that constantly. And it seems that, at least every time this has been tried before, the answer is yes, we denounce that. We denounce the far-right extremists, the get rid of the Nazi element from the BNP, for example. No Nazis. That was the same case there with Nick Griffin. I'm not necessarily saying that was good or bad, but it is a consistent trend. So,
well, I mean, the point is that if you are one of those people who gets denounced every time, don't support electoral politics. You know, if that route's cut off for you, which it is, do something else.
Yep. But I think that's I think I hope they right the ship. You know, I do. So I not just because yes, I also have friends who are involved in this, but because I'd like them to do well. I'd like them to do better than they are. But so far, not so good. Anyway, I think we'll probably end a little bit early tonight because we were just having kind of a discussion on this specific topic. Do you guys have anything else you want to shill or talk about before we head out?
Yeah, well, I've shilled it already, but check out the Restore Britain playlist that I've got on my own channel. I'll probably actually put this video in there as well, but yeah.
Sure. Spoon, you got anything?
Yeah, obviously.
Harry, yeah.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Obviously, check out Lotus Eaters. We have a lot of videos on there and a wide variety of viewpoints. And if you'd like to see us disagreeing with one another, there's a particularly angry video from the beginning of the year of me and Stelios shouting at Carl and Dan about how stupid Trump's Greenland plan was. So if you want to see us all disagreeing and shouting at one another, you can go and watch that one, because Carl and Dan were fully coping about what genius the Greenland plan was.
Good God.
And we just told them what stupid idiots they were being.
Well, vindicated. I mean...
Was that the video where Sargon said America can fight the entire world in a war and win?
Was it?
Yeah, that's the one as well where he said that that's the one he said if you get engaged in trade agreements with China, that the Chinese are going to try and like murder you, like the Uyghurs in the northwest of the country.
Oh, I do remember this. I do remember this. Yeah. That was a very interesting segment.
The look on your face, Harry, when Sargon said that America can win the entire world in a war.
I think you screenshotted it, didn't you? Of the look on Harry's face.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, it's back in the chat somewhere.
Yes, more back in the chat.
Yeah. It was you with the pixelated sunglasses. Like, you have no idea how badly this take will age, and then within like 2 months, like Iran is kicking the shit out of America. I'm like, well,
within about a week.
It was about a week.
Within about a week, I was vindicated.
Yeah. On Greenland, that didn't take any time at all.
Hilarious.
But by the time I was that was announced before we did our stream, it had been about a week, and it was already ogre. But that was about a week of time. I remember that being a quite short-lived bit of absurdity. So very weird thing to take a hard stance on America's superiority. Oh, you got it here. Yeah, let me pull it up.
It's on the Spoon playing.
Right. Let me get this real quick. I'll put it up. Again, I have to save it, and then I like how. By the way, Spoon, when I saved it,
I like the way that your eyebrows actually match the.
They do actually match the glasses as well. I look like a right pimp in this picture.
You too, actually.
With the purple shirt as well.
It was like legitimately the most insane thing. Like, how do you think America could win against the entire world in a war? And it also goes to show you that the amount of money that America spends on war means absolutely fuck all.
They could barely even keep the Strait of Hormuz. Well, they couldn't even keep the Strait of Hormuz open. They had to blockade the blockade.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't even do that. It's going great. Going great for all of the West, indeed. Spoon, do you have anything to show?
It was just funny because, like...
Go ahead.
No, it was just really funny because, like, 2 years ago, when he was talking to Louis, he said America's a clumsy giant that can't fight any fucking wars. But, like, 6 months on Trump, look, they can beat the entire world. Yeah, but that just goes to show you that Tucker doesn't have any ideas of his own. It's just, it just depends on who he's fucking talking to.
Well, I wouldn't say that Carl doesn't have any ideas of his own, just that this one in particular didn't age particularly well. But that was a fun video, so go back and watch that. It's one of the rare times that me and Stelios presented a united front on something. And to be honest, like Stelios and I, when we are united, we make a good team like that.
Very true. Very based. Spoon, you got anything that you want to shout out? That you're working on?
No,
Fucking hell,
not
sorry.
lately anyway.
I've got a new video that'll be on my second channel very soon. I have to go out and film some material in front of cows because it's about classic experiment involving.
I've been right miserable lately, to be honest. Lately,
weighing
because
of
there's been
cows.
fuck all going on.
Yeah. Oh well. I mean, there's always shit going on. But I think that'll be it for us for the evening. Thank you guys so much, both Blamblas and Henry. What the fuck?
And Harambe?
And
Are we
Harambe.
bringing
Thank
him
you so
back?
much, Blamblas and Harambe, for joining me. Oh my
thank
god.
you,
I was saying in my head, like, don't fuck up the outro. Don't fuck up the outro. And then it's like, fuck up the outro. Good, you fuck it up.
Outro.
Harry and Blamblas, thank you for joining me. Thank you as always, Spoon. I suck at this.
Cheers.
And we'll see y'all next week.